Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Athletic Culture Stadium, the very first game of the newly formed 22U Baycats program. I'm Julius Hearn, he's Declan Collins. A very exciting day for the Barrie Baycats organization, the first game for their junior team, kind of the farm system for the IBL Barrie Baycats. We'll start with the first baseman for this Barrie 22U team. It's going to be Josh Tibbetts, a guy that played in the IBL 2 years ago and is playing his first game on this field in almost 2 years and trying to get back to the IBL level.
Both first basemen we're going to talk about in this open. We'll start with Josh Tibbetts, last year junior player, a veteran on this team, someone who, like you said, Julius, has played in the IBL, making his return for the junior team, hitting cleanup. And we're going to say the same for the other side with the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. Xavier Whittle, their cleanup hitter, 5 home runs, 22 RBIs in 69 career at-bats at Humber. Played JUCO, just like Tibbetts. Both veteran guys. Both last year junior players. It's going to be a battle of first basemen tonight, both cleanup hitters. It's going to be really exciting seeing that 4th spot.
Both guys on that team hitting cleanup, like you mentioned. A lot of power should be coming from both of those players today. A stacked lineup on both sides. We'll get to it in just a moment, but first, we'll send it off to Lance Ryan, the PA announcer.
Clear.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to Athletic Culture Stadium for the home opener and inaugural game for your 22U Barrie Baycats. Lineups first for the visiting Hamilton Junior Cardinals, managed by Troy Black. Batting first, center fielder number 14, Jackson Somerville. Batting second, the catcher, number 11, Bryce Britton. Batting third, designated hitter, number 18, Lee Jones. Batting fourth, first baseman, number 20, Xavier Whittle. Batting fifth, right fielder, number 10, Carson Cassidy. Batting sixth, second baseman, number 26, John Jenko. Batting seventh, third baseman, number 29, Noah Canzio. Batting eighth, left fielder, number 7, CJ Lowe. Batting ninth, shortstop, number 15, Zach McCabe. And on the mound for the Cardinals, number 23, left-handed pitcher, Carter Hand. And now, let's meet our 2025 22U Barrie Baycats, starting with the reserves. Number 98, Joe Godfrey. Number 68, Zach Cote. Number 66, Wesley Knott. Number 64, Will Timpano. Number 52, Ty McGurk. Number 50, Ryan Cordis. Number 48, Matthew Liu. Number 47, Tristan Pappas. Number 45, Braden Pakala. Number 41, Ethan Morris. Number 37, Jason Roach. Number 29, Andrew Johnston. Number 22, Frank Cayetta. Number 13, Will Jackson. And number 1, Rocco DiPietro. Base coach is number 80, Tim Tremblay. Assistant coach is number 54, Meyer Shemtov. And now, the starting lineup for your U22 Barrie Baycats, managed by Jeremy Eulenbrook. Leading off, the right fielder, number 33, Asafa Jones. Batting second, the third baseman, number 88, Austin Boylan. Batting third, the second baseman, number 81, Alex Wickett. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 40, Josh Tibbetts. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 48, Jericho Morris-John. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 77, Zachary Owen. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 36, Josh Magnay. And batting eighth, the shortstop, number 3, Tristan DeRoche. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 2, Antonio Spencer Thompson. And on the mound tonight for your Baycats, right-handed pitcher, number 5, Jonathan Warden. The umpires for today's contest are Ryan Hughes and Chubba Vey.
We are ready for baseball at Athletic Culture Stadium, the 22U Baycats inaugural game. And this looks like a great crowd for a team that, isn't the IBL level, but the fans here want to see the kids that might end up playing in the IBL something even later this year.
Well, there's already so much support for the reigning champion Barrie Baycats IBL team, and like you said, Julius, a lot of these guys on the junior team will get the opportunity to play on the IBL team. And the fans out here, always supportive, they want to see those young guys.
Josh Matlow with the ceremonial first pitch.
Steve Reich with Junior Matlow on the bump behind him.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, big day for the Barrie Baycats organization. Josh Matlow, president, GM, and manager of the IBL Barrie Baycats. And this was a long time coming to have this 22U team. They were the only IBL team not to have a program of this caliber, but finally they do.
The junior programs have really stepped up in the area. Obviously, you've got a broadcast for the junior Baycats. Hamilton's got a fantastic Instagram, and you look out east and teams like Oshawa who have a massive support system. It's not like 18U baseball where it's, parents and family and, friends that come out. It's the community that comes out to these games, and you see it here tonight.
We see it today. We were going to see it all year long. Let's get to the starting lineup for the visiting Hamilton Junior Cardinals. We'll start off. Leading off is the center fielder, Jackson Somerville. Batting second, Bryson Britton. Batting third, the designated hitter is Lee Jones. And Xavier Whittle, we talked about him earlier. He's starting at first base, batting cleanup. Carson Cassidy, the right fielder. John Jecko, the second baseman, is in the 6th spot. In the 7th spot, that's going to be Noah Canzio, the third baseman. In the 8th spot, CJ Lowe. And batting 9th is Zach McCabe, the shortstop.
And for the Barrie Junior Baycats, Asafa Jones leading off in right field. Following up on the bump, not hitting, John Warden, starting for the team, has IBL experience as well. Hitting second, you have Austin Boylan playing at third base. Moving over to third. John Warden on the bump, someone who has grown up playing in the Baycats system, now committed to USC Lancaster, recently committed, has pitched in the IBL, went 2 scoreless frames with 4 strikeouts, and I mean, he looks like he's throwing gas in warm-ups right now. Fantastic mechanics from him. You can see how long his arm is, and for someone who can touch 90, you'd expect he'd be, a bit bigger. Some of those guys 6'3", but no, John Warden listed at 5'10", but it's those fantastic mechanics with him.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it doesn't seem like he would be a guy that would have the high velocity, but he's known for over a month that he was going to be starting this game, and I know that he was very excited to do it. First pitch coming here to Jackson Somerville. And it's low and away for ball 1.
Game ball gets tossed to the side. First pitch in Barrie Junior Baycats history.
Important baseball. It goes right to Josh Matlow. I'm sure he wanted that one for a long time. 1-0 again. It's just outside.
Cardinals bench already loud. You can hear them. That's something you get in junior baseball. These guys are really excited to play, especially guys they've played in the past.
There's the first strike out of the hand of Jonathan Warden. It's 2-1.
Facing off against Jackson Somerville, someone who has played JUCO and now resides at Oklahoma Panhandle and NAIA school. Played OBJ with a lot of these guys on the Junior Baycats.
So a lot of connections, not only just between the players on the 22U Baycats, but also some of them on the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. 3-1, line to short, and a leaping try by DeRoche. It's off his glove into center field. That looks like it's going to be a base hit to lead off the game for Somerville.
That's a tough play for Tristan DeRoche. I mean, he's ranging back, glove side. You saw him leap. And it wasn't a hard hit ball. It was something that might have knuckled a little bit in the air. It's a tough play to make.
Let's get to the defense here for the 22U Baycats.
Well, in right field, you got Asafa Jones. He's leading off. And then behind the dish, Josh Magny. Going up to center field, Nino Spencer Thompson, and left, Zachary Owen goes to Ottawa, the only person in the OUA in this lineup. Third base, Austin Boylan. Short, you got Tristan DeRoche, who tried to make that play. Alex Wickett, D1 JUCO at Marshalltown CC at second base, and then Josh Tibbetts at first.
1-0, large leadoff first for Somerville, and he looked like he was nearly a third of the way towards second base, but he ends up going back to first. Josh Magny, dangerous arm behind the plate. A large lead for Somerville. Keep an eye on him. Throw over to first is a bit high for a tag attempt.
Junior Cardinals saying all day, baby, over there. A little bit of chirps are flying, supporting their team.
Just look how big that lead is.
That's a big lead. That's definitely a big lead, Julius.
2-0. Runner doesn't go. That's a called strike.
2-1 count. I don't think we've seen anything but a fastball so far from Warden.
Didn't get a lot of look of him warming up earlier today before the game, but very much a fastball pitcher. That one in there for strike 2.
It's another dot. Looks like he's looking on the outside part of the plate here. 2-2 count. Looking for a strikeout. Maybe we see a breaking ball here.
Warden from the stretch, largely from Somerville at first. He goes. The pitch is up. The throw down to second is dropped. Looked like it might have beat him, but DeRoche can't hold on to the ball, so stolen base there for Somerville.
This is Bryson Britton at the dish. Played at Tri-C Community College. Hit 489 as a freshman at a D2 JUCO, near 1,300 OPS. He's batting second for this Cardinals lineup. Really solid catcher.
To do that as a catcher is extremely impressive. 3-2 pitch to him is just outside. So back-to-back base runners reach off of Jonathan Warden.
Lee Jones.
And Lee Jones to the dish. We've heard a lot about Lee Jones. Played OBJ with a lot of the players on the Baycats, like Jericho Morris-Johns, like Austin Boylan. He's a big first baseman, DHing today. He had a home run last game.
No hold on the runner at first. Dancing lead from Somerville. That ball fouled off by Jones.
First breaking ball of the day. Breaking ball, down and in, starting him off to get a strike. And now when you locate that breaking ball down and into a lefty, the whole part of the plate opens up. You can go high fastball, especially with the velocity that Warden has here.
Trying to mix in something different. Seemed all fastballs the first two at-bats. Trying to turn a new leaf. Couple batters in, and he gets a high fastball for a cut and a miss.
That's great pitch tunneling, Julius. That's a pitcher's pitch. You start off with a breaking ball, then you go with a high fastball. Now you got 0-2. Looking for the first out of the game.
Had fantastic stuff in Kitchener on Sunday in his first IBL game. 6 up, 6 down against an IBL lineup. The 0-2 is fouled off.
Another breaking ball. Down and in. 0-2. He got a couple pitches to waste against a dangerous hitter, someone who goes to one of the best junior colleges in the States in Iowa Western. He got a big first baseman with someone who you know has a lot of power, and we saw it last game when he hit a home run.
Got behind in some counts early on, but now he's up 0-2. Pitch to Jones. Cut on it and missed. First strikeout of the game for Jonathan Warden.
Wow. Breaking ball, fastball, breaking ball, fastball. Same spots for all 4 pitches. Looks like they stuck to the game plan there.
So now a righty-righty matchup here with Whittle, and could see an inning-ending double play. He's going to throw that ball back. I'm not sure if that's a first strikeout ball or just needs a new baseball.
Maybe a first out, Junior Baycats history. Baby Josh Ballow's really pumped about that one. I mean, it's a monumental shift for the program here.
So here's Xavier Whittle. We talked about him in the open. Powerful right-handed bat for the Junior Cardinals. Takes a first pitch on the outside corner.
Down and away fastball. You know, you got 2 power hitters back-to-back. They started Lee Jones off a lefty with a breaking ball. Xavier Whittle, a righty, fastball down and away.
2 on, 1 out. Pitch from Warden. Similar location. Whittle didn't like that call. It's 0-2.
Warden's getting ahead of batters, and you know, so far they've looked pretty uncomfortable.
You mentioned it, Declan. The shift between the first 2 batters to the last 2 already, just in the way he's been able to attack the zone, is very different. That one's flown into center field. Spencer Thompson arranging back. He makes the catch. Tagging from second is Somerville. He will get there standing up. So at least some production in that at-bat from Xavier Whittle, but runners in the corners with 2 down.
Number 10.
It's a great catch from Nino Thompson, or Spencer Thompson. Hack comes off, but he's ranging back towards his glove side, makes a catch. You know, only saw the runner advance to third base. The guy at first didn't advance. He got 2 out. He got a strikeout pitcher on the bump. 4 Ks in 2 innings in his first IBL appearance.
Here's Carson Cassidy. The throw down to second is in time. What a throw from Joshua Magne. Talked about his arm earlier, and that paid off right there. It saved what could have been a run had that throw not been in time.
That's a high skill play. You don't see that a lot at this age. Runners first and third, and he throws them out at second to prevent the run from scoring. That's a great play.
22U Baycats coming up for their first at-bats as a team. We'll get to that in just a moment right here on Baycats TV.
I'm Christy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Sure, later on, before I start drinking. 1, 3. Do you have something planned in a second? Yeah, Ben. 1, 3. I'll try to remember. Can't promise.
First inning of Barrie Junior Baycats baseball brought to you by Tamarco. Jobs done right, on time.
Here's the starting lineup in the very first game for the 22U Baycats. Asafa Jones leading off. He's the right fielder. Austin Boylan batting second, the third baseman. Alex Wickett batting third, the second baseman. Josh Tibbetts will bat cleanup. Jericho Morris-Johns, the DH, batting fifth. Zachary Owen, the left fielder, sixth. Josh Magne just saw that fantastic throw down to second base. He's batting seventh. Tristan DeRoche, the shortstop. And Antonino Spencer Thompson to round it out in the ninth spot. And Carson Hand, the starting pitcher for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals.
And talking about Hand, a big lefty, maybe not a lot of velo, but he's coming out of the Hamilton Cardinals program, 18U Elite last year. He's committed to play for the Fanshawe Falcons in the fall. Facing a really, really tough lineup for the Barrie Junior Baycats, and obviously Asafa Jones leading off the game.
Asafa Jones, a guy we've seen at the IBL level already. Just one start in his IBL career so far, but not the consistent playing time hasn't been there yet for him, so this is going to be a really valuable experience for him throughout the summer to get those very valuable reps. 1-0, slash to shortstop, the grounder to Zach McCabe. The throw on to first is in time. Jones can't believe it. He's a fast runner down that first base line. But a quick first out as we'll get to the defense for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals.
Well, we'll get to the shortstop in a second, who just made a fantastic play on a quick runner. But starting in right field, you got Carson Cassidy in center, Jackson Somerville, CJ Lowe in left. Starting at third, you got Noah Canzio, Zach McCabe at short, who made that fantastic play, John Jenko, who's a switch hitter, Xavier Whittle at first, who we touched on earlier on, and then Bryson Britton behind the dish.
Foul right back towards our direction by Austin Boylan.
Touching on that last play, Zach McCabe, bobbled the ball at first on a hard hit ball by Asafa Jones, who's a very quick runner, made the recovery, made an out on a close play at first base.
Pitch from Hand is up high. Yeah, great play there from Zach McCabe. You can tell the poise and the way he was still able to be confident in his throw, and it was right on the money as well.
Yeah, Zach McCabe played in the CPBL with Ontario Royals. Played against a lot of these guys who have played for the Astros.
Popped up on the infield. Playable foul territory. Whittle reaches over and makes the catch. Just almost collided with Boylan there, but he makes the out in foul territory, 2 down.
A little bit of spin that almost brought that ball back into fair territory. Whittle makes a good play.
81, Alex.
Sunny day out as well. That's a tough play to make for a first base.
I don't think he's wearing sunglasses either, so even then, that's almost shooting himself in the foot there.
That's a really tough play to make as a first baseman. Sky-high ball with no sunglasses on.
Here's Alex Wickett, the second baseman. Sees the first pitch low.
maybe not the velo that a lot of these guys are used to seeing coming out of Carter hand, no pun intended. A lot of these guys have played D1 JUCO, especially Alex Whittle. So
1-0, a big wave and a miss from Wicket. Evens the count.
And you saw right there, Wicket was early. And it's something that the junior Baycats will adjust to. But it's definitely a change because some of these guys see 75-mile-an-hour changeups.
1-1 is way high.
Everybody clap your hands.
These Barrie players are going to see a lot of different levels of pitching throughout the entire summer, even if they come up to the IBL level. But, you know, other junior programs across the province and senior programs that they're going to play are going to vary very much so. That one very high again. It's 3-1.
You see a lot of different arms in junior. A lot. You see some really high-quality arms. You see OCAA arms. You see D1 arms. And then sometimes you just see guys who are just continuing their love for the game.
3-1 from hand. Foul back to the screens. Counts full. A lot of excitement even from the dugout. These 22U Baycats are all up on that top step of the dugout on the rail. 3-2. Big cut and a miss, a high fastball. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down goes Barrie in the bottom of the first. Still scoreless through 1 right here on Baycats TV.
0 hits, 0 errors.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Top of the second, inaugural game for the 22U Baycats. They still scoreless between them and the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. Carson Cassidy, the number 5 hitter, to lead it off here in the second. He was at the plate at the end of the top of the first. Bryson Britton thrown out at second after the first pitch of his at-bat, so they get a clean slate here in the second. First pitch is flown away foul.
Cassidy spent his school year at Colby CC, the D2 JUCO. So there's a lot of talent on this Cardinals team as well. Hitting 5, hacking out a hard fastball first pitch.
0-1 on the ground, back to the screen.
The first inning wasn't a clean inning for the junior Baycats, but they got out of it. A couple nice defensive plays. And obviously, Warden with a big strikeout on a 3-stick, and Lee Jones.
Fly ball, foul, it's going to get out of play. Yeah, leadoff single by Somerville, and then Britton with a walk. So put 2 on with nobody out right away against Warden, but he stayed cool, calm, and collected. And with the help of his catcher, Joshua Magne, got the third out. 0-2, breaking ball, got him. Cassidy goes down looking, 1 down.
That's the pitch to make in that count. It's 0-2. The batter's fouled off 3 straight fastballs. He got a couple pitches to waste here, and he throws a nasty breaking ball at the bottom of the zone to get him looking.
It's John Jenko, the second baseman.
A switch hitter. Well, that's what it said in the bio.
Switch hitters are so valuable. Even at the IBL level, there's not a whole lot of them.
He's going to spend his first school year at the new College of Florida. Someone else going south of the border.
The IBL Baycats only have one switch hitter, and it's Lalise Beltran, the catcher. Only a couple others in the IBL. That one's fouled off away, including one of their coaches of this Hamilton Junior Cardinals team, Luis Bernardo, who was with the Hamilton Cardinals IBL team and was rostered at the start of this year, but has since transitioned into coaching on both sides, both the IBL level and junior level. That one just above the zone.
That's a great miss in a 1-2 count. Now you've got your breaking ball down and away to set up here on a waste pitch maybe.
2-2. Still up high.
Just missed a spot. That was going to be a bottom of the quadrant breaking ball. Just missed high, and even that's a great pitch, just missing the top of the zone.
So counts full here on John Jenko, and it's well outside. 3 straight balls leads to a free 90 feet for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals.
That pitch was a telltale sign for John Warden. It's a full count, and he has enough confidence in his breaking ball to throw it down and away. Even though he missed, that's something that the Junior Cardinals are going to have to take note of because they're not expecting a fastball 3-2. Now they've got to worry about the breaking ball in that count.
Here's Noah Canzio, one of many OUA level players on this roster. He lines that one into center field, and Nino Spencer Thompson will let it fall in front of him. So a first pitch base hit for Canzio, and yet again 2 on with 1 out for Hamilton.
First pitch ripping. And that's a liner right up the middle. And you know Spencer Thompson makes a great play there. You know, sometimes you can attempt to make a play on that, a dive and catch, and it looks great. But by doing that, he keeps both runners at first and second, and you have a ton of confidence in your pitcher.
There's CJ Lowe. High stance, brings it right down when he sees it out of his hand, takes a first pitch strike.
It's first pitch breaking ball. Nope. Yeah.
Had a couple in the first inning.
Couple in the first inning against Lee Jones especially. He saw a few breaking balls, and the last batter saw a first pitch fastball, so they mix it up here.
Can't change, it's in the graphic.
Dancing lead at second from Jenko. The 0-1's pitch outside.
What's anything else you can create the graphic?
Warden really composed on the mound. He saw the situation in the first inning, and he got out of it. Second inning, bottom of the order. I don't think we'll see any different.
That was a nice pitch from Warden. Gets a late cut. Another 2-strike count, 1-2. Yet again, seems like another count where he can start to build more confidence in some of his breaking pitches. Pitch to low, fly ball, could stay in play. Boylan after on the left side, and he won't get there. It's out of play.
Julius, what do you think we see here?
I think you might see a changeup.
You might see a changeup?
Might see a changeup.
I don't mind that. He's been late on that last foul ball. You know, obviously Warren, a fastball pitcher, could be expecting a fastball, maybe even a breaking ball, but might change it up, might I say.
Another 1-2. And another late cut and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for John Warden.
Doesn't seem like the fastball was expected there.
McCabe.
But that's a great pitch. You're relying on your fastball. And it's a hard fastball, too. And that's something where now you're facing the bottom of the order. Yes, you can build up your breaking ball, but you can also get quick outs with your fastball.
That brings up the number 9 hitter, Zach McCabe, shortstop. First pitch, well in the zone for a called strike.
made that great play in the first, bobbled it on a Seifa Jones hard hit ball, but then got him out on a close play at first on a great runner.
Warden takes his time. Here's the 0-1, just low.
It's a great pitch at the bottom zone. It's another great pitch. Like, you can tell, like, Warden knows what he's looking for on the mound in what count. You know, now he's got a 1-1 count, and he's got his whole arsenal to do here. Loves that high fastball that just misses.
Goes up high again. No chase from McCabe.
That's opening up his arsenal, Julius.
It is.
Like, you know, we've seen the fastball followed with the breaking ball down in, and especially to lefties.
2 on, 2 out. Here's a 2-1. That's a called strike. Similar location, but just a bit higher to get the call.
Two strikes, 2 out, 2 balls. The Junior Baycats would be ecstatic to get out of this.
Foul it off right at the end of the bat. Roller past the Hamilton dugout. Staying alive is McCabe.
Warren's fastball is just so overpowering. You can see it reading the swings. It's a telltale sign at the bottom of the lineup here.
Fans behind the starter. 2-2 pitch up high.
Runners will be on the move here. 3-2, 2 out.
That
The
fastball.
leadoff batter on the deck.
McCabe, the number 9 hitter, facing a full count, 2 out. Warden's delivery, and it's low. Another 1-2 count turns into a walk for Jonathan Warden. He's going to get a visit with his catcher.
The Cardinals were really excited about that, having the bottom of your order get on against a great pitcher. Now you turn it over to your leadoff batter, who got a hit in the first inning, with the opportunity to now put up some runs in a game against a very powerful lineup as well.
When you're comparing the scorecard from his IBL outing in Kitchener, only 6 batters faced, 4 strikeouts. Very clean outing at Jack Couch Park, but today already 2 hits, 3 walks.
He's all around the zone, though, Julius. Like, he is all around it. You know, if he's missing on walks, he's just missing. And we've seen that on some high fastballs and even some changeups at the bottom of the zone.
Seems much more fastball heavy in this outing as well compared to the last weekend in Kitchener. Turn it over the top of the order. Jackson Somerville takes the first pitch away. A lot of noise coming from that Junior Cardinals dugout. They are pumped for this at-bat. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
Back-to-back breaking balls. One was a waste pitch at the top of the count, and now another to get the first strike of the at-bat.
Big lead at first from McCabe. No hold on. The fastball catches the lower part of the zone.
A dot. That's a dot at the bottom of the zone. 3 pitches to waste. Whole arsenal opens up here. Fans behind him.
Get another 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Shallow. Boylan rushing after it. He has the play at first, and it's in time. What a throw from Austin Boylan. And the Cardinals strand. The base is loaded in the second. Still scoreless going to the bottom of the second. Ben Davey will join the broadcast in the next half inning right here on Baycats TV.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Second inning of play brought to you by JC Unlimited Contracting. Design, supply, build, renovate. Servicing Simcoe region for over a decade. Josh Tibbetts will lead it off here in the second against Carter Hand. And joining the broadcast, familiar face, familiar voice to this ballpark, Ben Davey. Thank you so much for joining us, Ben.
Well, thank you, Julius. I was invited to sit up in the owner's box this afternoon, and you certainly don't turn down that invitation when you get it. So, now they have oscillating fans up there. It's like at least 5 degrees cooler where
Oh
they're
my,
sitting. It's,
making me jealous out here. First pitch to Tibbetts is in the dirt.
and I don't know whether I should say this out loud or not, but there is a fridge with cold beverages up there too. So,
Now you're really making me
and
jealous.
straight back up there after this half inning.
Appreciate you coming to the inaugural 22U Baycats game. As Tibbetts takes another ball up high.
Yeah, I could not miss this game for the world. This is history. This is a historic first for this team, and first of many seasons, I'm sure, for the 22U Baycats and players that we're already seeing at the IBL level, which is super exciting.
Josh Tibbetts, we have seen at the IBL level before, not this year. He takes a strike on a breaking ball. Jericho Morris-Johns, who's on deck, we saw him. He's traveled with the team a few times on the road. We saw him finally make his IBL debut in Kitchener. We've, of course, Austin Boylan, that big moment here at home, and then a home run in Kitchener as well. So some of these guys are already making their way to the big club. That one's driven out to left field, playable. And over there to make the catch is the left fielder, C.J. Lowe.
Yeah, I think I counted 4 of the 9 hitters in the starting lineup have IBL games already under their belt, and 5 if you count Jonathan Warden, who's our pitcher today. And I mean, it's really amazing when you look at what those 3 pitchers did in Kitchener. Warden, Roach, and Morris. Combined now, they have 9 innings without allowing an earned run. To give those guys some IBL experience before this circuit even got going, yeah. I thought that was a really great move by Josh Matlow.
Fly ball, left center field, a bit shallower, but a lot more to go here, and it's going to drop in between left and center fielders. Jericho Morris-Johns with the first hit in 22U Baycats history.
Ethan Morris, I believe, is pitching one of the 2 games tomorrow here at Athletic Culture Stadium. And Morris, I mean, he is the talk of the town right now. Came in, just showed incredible poise against the Welland Jackfish in that inning of relief that he worked here on Thursday night. Man, so many exciting arms.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, Frank Cayeta's here now, so we're going to see him really soon as well.
You haven't even... Braden Packle has pitched a couple outings to the IBL level, but we haven't even seen Ryan Lacasse come back yet, so still a lot to be seen, both here and at the IBL level. Zachary Owen now up. He fouls that one to the screen. Have seen him a couple times in some substitution roles at the IBL level. The first one was in Welland. He got at bat, but grounded out. It's down 0-1 to Carter Hand. The lead from Morris-Johns at first. Ground ball left side. It's going to be through. And back-to-back base hits for Barrie.
Great to see what this Baycats offense can do after Hamilton got some base runners in the top half of this inning. And one thing that I've noticed so far, just even early in this ball game, the energy level in this park, and especially around the dugouts, is really something cool. I mean, these are younger kids. They've got something to prove. They want to get that next step up to the IBL level or wherever it is. And, there's a high energy level, and that's not to say the IBL games aren't high energy, but it's more of a business-like attitude with those players, especially the veterans. They've been around a long time.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. Something to prove for sure for everybody on this in this park, as Magne fouls that one off. And a lot of these guys on both sides, they're gelling with their team already. After talking to the 22U Baycats players before the IBL game on Thursday, a lot of them are saying that they've played with each other in previous stops in their baseball careers before. So for them to have, being on this team now, that they already feel like they're a team that's had a season together.
Yeah, and most of their games are here at home in Barrie as well. It's a home-weighted schedule for them, so they're going to get a lot of time here together.
Well, one outside. Yeah, they're not playing in a quote-unquote loop or league, so these games are exhibitions for their opponents.
It's hard to know what to call it. I was struggling with that myself because it's not a league, it's not a loop. Can you call it like just a division of teams? Or
Sure. A selection?
Definitely competitive ball games.
1-1 popped up on just at the back of the infield. The right fielder will make the catch. No tag up. Nice catch there from Carson Cassidy. And I would even include the exhibition game that we called together against Thornhill in that same kind of, quote-unquote selection of games, because those statistics are going to count for these guys' seasons to maybe show recruiters or their college coaches to say, hey, look what I've done this summer.
My understanding is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but these 22U Baycats will be playing other teams that aren't 22U teams.
Correct.
So you can't really call it like a junior IBL circuit or anything like that because of the age difference.
Fly ball center field, easy catch to end the inning for Jackson Somerville, but back-to-back hits both get stranded for Barrie. We head to the third inning scoreless. Ben Davey, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Julius. I'm going to go back to being a fan. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you, Ben. We'll be right back on Baycats TV.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp. See you this summer!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Top of the third inning, Athletic Culture Stadium. Still scoreless between the 22U Baycats and the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. Julius Hearn, Declan Collins along with you. This inaugural game for this 22U Baycats program, and it's a massive day for this organization. We just had IBL play-by-play man Ben Davey on the broadcast. We're going to have Josh Manlow on in the next half inning. First pitch of the inning from Jonathan Warden's inside.
Jay Boylan on as well later.
Yes, we'll have him in the bottom of the fourth. That's Austin Boylan's father, and the guy that
recruiter.
Yes, that's kind of what his term that he goes by. A big piece of that one up and away.
Ethan Morris warming up in the bullpen. Looking to come into this game.
Slash foul off the bat.
We saw Thursday night he had an inning, and it was flawless against Welland. A strong team, couple strikeouts, including a nasty one to end the inning. Got the sword. He was fired up, and he seems like a pretty chill guy. Has been great, like Ben Davies said in the top part of the inning. These 22U players have been fantastic for the IBL team.
Ethan Morris is slated to start tomorrow, so I imagine he's just getting a little bit of, stretching down in the bullpen, a couple just light throwing.
Scheduled bullpen.
Yeah. 2-2 on the ground, foul. Yeah, tomorrow will be a double header here, starting at 1:05 between 22U Baycats and Leaside Junior. You'll be able to find it right here, Rogers TV, Baycats TV on YouTube. Wherever you get your IBL Baycats action, you'll be able to find these 22U Baycats games as well. 2-2 pitch from Warden, right up the middle. Diving play by DeRoche. He snags it. The throw on to first is not in time and in the dirt. Morris Johns not able to scoop that one up. It's going to go down as an infield hit.
That was a fantastic effort by DeRoche there. Hat comes off, quick first step, dive up the middle, a hard hit ground ball. And, knowing the circumstances, getting up, popping up, throwing, it was a solid throw.
So number 3 spot in the order is Lee Jones. Breaking ball just misses. Started out Jones with the breaking ball his last at bat, so obviously Warden not afraid of the big man.
On 4 pitches as well. In the first A-B.
That one just misses again.
Similar sequencing. You got an off-speed pitch 1. You got a high fastball pitch 2. Evidence shows that this might be another off-speed, but it is a different count. It's 2-0.
The lead from Britton at first doesn't go. Fastball gets in there for strike 1. Watching Ethan Morris throw in the bullpen, he's not even throwing from the mound, so this seems like a light bullpen session on his part ahead of tomorrow's games.
Just getting the arm going. It's something you see a lot, especially when you have back-to-back games. Getting your starting pitching. A couple more throws.
2-1 up and away, so 3-1 here on Lee Jones. A count against a big hitter like him you don't want to be in. Austin Boylan, third baseman, playing fairly shallow in front of the bag a little bit at third. 3-1. Just misses. Looked like it might have caught the edge of the zone, but it's another walk, this time to Lee Jones. 2-on.
That's a fantastic pitch in a 3-1 count against a strong hitter. Just missed the plate. But if you're going with a fastball down and away, there's not a lot of damage you can do, especially in a hitter's count on that pitch.
4 walks now on the game for Jonathan Warden. Here's Xavier Whittle, flew out to center field his first time up. On the ground to short, DeRoche on to second. Throw on to first is in time. It's a double play for Barrie and a big one for Jonathan Warden.
That was silky, Julius. Tristan DeRoche with another really nice play defensively in this inning, getting a no-doubt double play. I mean, that was a great turn from the 22U Baycats defense.
So now all of a sudden 2 outs. Carson Cassidy, number 5 hitter, right fielder up. This is the first pitch low. Struck out his first time up, one of 2 strikeouts from Warden. They were both in the second inning.
Another pitch from Warden that just missed.
So runner on third here with 2 outs. There's a ground ball to second. Wicket with a charging play. Throw on to first is high, and he still gets the out. Nice play there from Josh Tibbetts to somehow stay on the bag, and it saves another run. So we will go scoreless again here into the bottom of the third inning. Josh Matlow, the president of the Baycats, to join us in just a moment right here on Baycats TV.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game, hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game.
Third inning of play brought to you by Render 3D Quick, the #1 architectural 3D rendering company in Canada, working with thousands of builders, developers, architects, and more. Antonino Spencer Thompson will lead it off here for the 22U Baycats in the third, and joining us on the broadcast, another guest is president of the Baycats, Josh Mallow. Josh, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
I know you're so excited for this game. My first question is, what did you do with the baseball, or what do you plan to do with the baseball for the first pitch?
I haven't decided on that one. I got the first pitch. I got my first pitch. I got the first pitch, and we got the first hit as well.
So I know, yeah, I know you're really sentimental with your Baycats mementos and stuff like that. For people who don't know already, describe the whole process of setting this program up.
So it wasn't easy. Let's put it that way. So a lot of it was, believing in what we wanted to do. A lot of the loops in Ontario didn't want to play with us coming up to Barrie, obviously a little bit north, especially on like a Monday or Tuesday night. They didn't want to do the travel, so we decided to basically become an independent and create our own schedule.
So I know a lot of senior teams are going to be on this 22U Baycats schedule as well, as that breaking ball is inside. So when you look at teams like Hamilton, this junior Cardinals team, and some of the other junior teams, how do you think that this squad is going to square up to compared to those?
Yeah, I think the process was, obviously we want good baseball players, but again, our prerequisite is being a good human being. So we really vetted these kids. A lot of them, I believe, at least half that team could play in the IBL, and that's the plan, right? You wanted to get the guys that had the potential down the road, maybe when school is done, to become Baycats and grow into our system. A lot of these kids are kids. They're 18, 19 years old, and they go to school, but you know how it works in the IBL.
Slashed out to left field, and that ball is going to get down. A diving try by the left fielder Lowe, and going all the way around to third. Trying for three is Spencer Thompson. He'll get there standing up. A leadoff triple for the 22U Baycats.
There it is. There's athleticism.
So, Josh, you said about half these guys you could see playing at the IBL level, and some of them already have. So what have you liked already from some of the players like Austin Boylan, Asafa Jones, some of the guys that have already seen that kind of level of baseball?
Yeah, I think it's a mindset, too, being around the guys. We help train them with the IBL guys so they understand how it works, the culture, stuff like that. It'll be an easy transition to the IBL once they get that call, but it gives us an extension to our roster, and it gives us the opportunity to get some young guys up and help us out throughout the season. You know how it is in the IBL with the college guys. They leave in August, so they're not really there for the playoffs, but they can help kind of ease the load a little bit as we go.
And for those also who don't know, that 22 and younger players already qualify for the IBL playoffs if they're rostered, right? Is that the way that works?
I'm not sure. No, I believe so. Yeah, I don't think they have plate appearance qualifications as pitchers or innings as pitchers.
Everybody clap your hands.
So from the IBL roster, and this is a big day for your organization, who's here? And I know you're sitting with some of the players during this game, so who's here enjoy the game with you?
Yeah, I'm looking around. I got some of the guys up in the box suite. I got Hernandez down talking to the players, and I think the IBL guys are embracing it as well. They're excited to kind of pass off their knowledge and train the guys when they're out there for BP, and it's just it's a really good relationship for both, and I'm just really happy for everybody involved. It's really exciting, and the kids are stoked, and they're out here an hour before BP even started. They were so excited, and it's kind of been the buzz going around. So I'm excited for the boys. I'm excited that the boys involved are embracing it, and I'm actually really happy for Jeremy Eulenbrook, who's been a huge part of our coaching staff, that he gets to kind of run the show down there.
I know he was really excited. He told me he was ecstatic when he was offered this position. What do you think him as a person provides these young guys?
Knowledge. I mean, he's worked with kids this age for years, and he has a lot more patience than I do with the younger guys. But I manage the IBL guys, the guys who have been there and done that, and I just want, again, our guys to pass off the knowledge to the young guys. Get out.
Slash straight down the line, but it's foul. Very hard hit there from Asafa Jones. Brings it to a full count. Still nobody out with Spencer Thompson at third base. So I know I saw Willie Garcia here. Tristan Clark, you mentioned, was here. Nolan Macabrota actually took BP with the team earlier today. So
he wanted to work with the guys as well at first base and kind of, again, pass off his knowledge. And he's excited too. I mean, again, the guys are embracing it all, and they all get along, and everybody's here for the right reason. They all want to, get better, work harder, develop as baseball players, but also as men.
Asafa Jones takes the walk, so runners on the corners with nobody out. For this program being the first year, what do you think it provides, future players down the road that maybe some other junior programs might not have?
Yeah, maybe that IBL experience, that whole, so we set it up the exact same way. You got the PA, you got the scoreboard, you get the whole, pregame BP, stuff like that. But I think what it ultimately does is gives these kids reps. So when they come home from school, instead of sitting on the bench in the IBL, they actually get to play at a high level and get their reps in, so that when they go back to school, they're prepared. But also if they get the call to the IBL, then they're ready for us.
Here's Austin Boylan. Asafa Jones goes. The pitch is wild. Spencer Thompson comes in to score. There's your first run of the ball game, folks. Barrie's up 1-0. Not the way you might have drawn it up, but Barrie gets on the board first on a wild pitch, and Asafa Jones kind of started that whole play on when he broke off to second.
Yeah, working good counts. Good plan of attack, and have an approach. I think that's what we're trying to teach these kids, and they're being patient and they're swinging at good pitches, and that's all we can ask for.
Boylan fouls off the 1-0. I know we're gonna have Boylan's dad, Jay, in the bottom of the fourth inning. How would your relationship start with him?
So, I mean, Austin's a very talented ball player. He grew up as a Baycat fan. He got a D1 scholarship. Last year I invited him out just to take BP. He was getting a few offers from D1 schools, and they just try to pick my brain and just ask, we've been there and done that. We've had our college experience and what to expect, and any knowledge I could pass off, I'd love to do it, especially for a local boy. And he had an opportunity once the 22U team was announced. He wanted to do it, and he's still young enough to go and play 18U, so he was going to go play with OBJ, and the coach that he was hoping was there actually got called to the minor league. So it just all made sense. Everything, the stars aligned, everything fell into place, and then he was here, and then Jay wanted to be a part of things, being local and being appreciative that, again, we've never had this program before in the history of Simcoe region, really, but for the Baycats for sure. But he wanted to be a part of it, help recruit. He has a great connection with, all the elite players, so he's helped to bring a couple guys in, and it's been a great relationship. But he's completely, like I said, embraced it, and I think everybody involved is really rowing the boat in the same direction.
Yeah, Jay kind of calls himself the quote-unquote master recruiter. And a lot of these guys on the team have played with each other before, whether it's with OBJ or other 18U programs before. What does that say to a group that's kind of already gelled before the season even starts?
Yeah, that's huge. Obviously, we know that at the IBL level, everyone's got to get along, and like I said, row the boat in the same direction. We had our first practice as a team here.
Floated out, shallow right center field. It's going to get down. Jones won't get the wave. I don't even know if he saw Meyer Shentoff, the third base coach, but He'll stay at third base. There are runners on the corners yet again. Still nobody out of the base hit by Boylan.
Second baseman, number 81, Alex Wickett.
So we got a meeting at the mound for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals.
So we had our first practice as a team basically on Thursday, and everybody knew each other. They were all coming back from school and high-fiving each other, giving hugs, and it just obviously helps the process, right? When you get all these kids, but they all know each other. They're all 2006s. They're all 18 years old, so they have most of them 4 years in this program, and it'd be great to kind of grow together and make some memories and hopefully win some hardware.
First pitch to Wickett's fouled off, and for some of the guys that have already had a couple appearances in the IBL so far this year, when you go from a higher level and come down to your regular full-time playing time, how does that kind of help you as a player?
I think it's just repetitions, right? Just getting into that routine. It is still baseball. It's just the pitching may be a little bit different. The preparation is the same, but we want these guys to get their reps, regardless if they come up to the IBL or if they go to school. They have somewhere to play, somewhere to call home, and something to get behind. Get down.
Flown out to left field.
Get down.
Low won't get there. He barehands it. Gets it back on the infield quickly, but Jones scores. 2-0 Barrie.
First baseman, number 40, Josh Tibbetts.
I want to ask you about Josh Tibbetts now that he's up, because he played on your IBL team a couple years ago, and I know he had an injury that he was coming off of going into that season, if I'm not mistaken. But he's a guy that I know wants to get back to the IBL level. What's it going to take for him?
So Josh and Asafa Jones are the exact reason we started this program. They came in top ranked in Ontario, great ball players, fantastic success at the 18U level, 17U level. And they show up to the IBL, and it's just something that there's a learning curve for sure, and it's just not easy to do. And instead of him riding the bench and just getting the odd pinch hit when he comes in cold, he can actually play. He can actually get proper reps and really kind of develop himself and push for an IBL position and a spot, and at least minimum a call-up. But to have that, like I said, as an extension to our roster, there's such good talent here. It eases my mind going to bed at night knowing that I have guys I can pull from. But like I said, these guys like Josh Tibbetts, as he hits one through the side, right side.
Another base hit. That one for Tibbetts. Boylan getting the wave around third. He will score.
I guess I'm going to have to stay up here for a little longer, eh?
Throw gets away. Wicket will score. 2 runs on a base hit by Josh Tibbetts. He advances to second base. 4 quick runs. Still nobody out for the 22U Baycats.
I got time. I'm here for a bit. It's working.
Ben Davey, when he came down here for the second, he was making me jealous. He was like, "Yeah, it's much cooler up in the owner's suite and stuff like that." But this is really fun. And exactly what you want to see too, and these guys succeeding and them getting these great reps like you were mentioning. And let's stick with the pitching while you're here. Jonathan Warden knew well in advance he was going to be the starter for this game. Yep. What did you see in him that maybe some of the other guys didn't have necessarily when you made that call?
So that's a great question because it's an easy answer. He had poise. He has something that a lot of 18-year-olds don't have, is that there's no too high, there's no too low. And when he would be out on the mound, that cool, calm collective, that is so rare in an 18-year-old. And we just felt that he could just handle kind of anything. This is a big game. It's a good crowd. Obviously, family and friends are here to root them on, but it's an inaugural game. It means a lot to our organization. And he was just kind of the perfect guy. He was a local Barrie boy, and it just made sense. So when he got the news, he was ecstatic. I was ecstatic hearing that he was ecstatic. Jeremy was ecstatic. It's a cool moment, obviously, for Jeremy just to tell them that you're going to be the opening day starter. So again, every kid has embraced it. They're all grateful for the opportunity. We're grateful that they want to be here. Again, I say this all the time, is that as a recruiter or a manager, you always want people who want to be here, not have to be here, want to be here. And these kids legitimately want to be here, and I'm grateful for that.
Foul ball goes into fair territory off his foot, so a reset. Morris Johns provides a lot of power. He got a pinch hitting opportunity in Kitchener with you guys last weekend. What was the kind of introduction to him?
He was one of the late signees. He didn't know what he was going to do for the summer. He had a medical, I believe, redshirt at school for his first year. Wanted to come home, didn't want to go back to the States and play in the summer. The guys want to come home for that home cooking. I always encourage that. You only get so many years to do so. And he came home, saw his boys were on the team and wanted to play with us. And he showed up, a big 6'8" of him, all 6'8" of him, I should say. And you should see him swing it. And he's a good ball player, a lot of talent, and he, again, wants to be here. He wanted to be here. He expressed his interest, and how do you not sign a guy like that?
Exactly. He hit a home run in that IBL exhibition game against Thornhill, so that was, I think, it was a good way to put his, kind of his foot in the ground at this ballpark, because he gets hit by a pitch there. So now 2 on, still nobody out, as Carter Hand really struggling here in this third inning. There is some action in the Hamilton bullpen as we speak.
I got all day, Julius. I'm here all day. If this is the lucky horseshoe, I'll take it for the team.
Number 77, Zachary Owen.
Now Owen was one of the guys that of these players this year saw IBL action first. What did you see in him that maybe he get the call up first?
Again, these guys are at every workout, and they want to work, and they want to, you got to give them an opportunity. It also gave the opportunity for the kids who were home, who weren't at school, to work out with us on a regular basis, because we weren't waiting for them to come back to school, from school. So it was just kind of a next man up mentality. He was available, and we thought he was ready. He is ready. I mean, I believe even half the starting lineup has either touched the IBL or at least been called up at some point already. So some of these guys have played IBL before this first junior game.
Just having that conversation with Ben Davey, and he was saying like he was really impressed, especially with the pitching of Ethan Morris, Jonathan Warden, Jason Roach in that game against the Kitchener Panthers. And I told you after that game that was maybe the most complete performance by the Baycats, at least in the time that I've been with the club. Yeah. Owen waits an 0-2. Swing and a miss, and gets in the dirt. I think he was called out there, but the runners will advance. First base was occupied, so it looks like he'll be out. That's the first out of the inning for Barrie. As he finally, I think he didn't realize it right away for him, but
Josh Magne.
I believe it's Joshua Magne.
He goes by Josh.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, we did ask him that on the media night on Thursday. He does prefer Josh.
Did not know that.
So there's the first out of the inning. 2 runners in scoring position now, Tibbetts and Morris Johns. That one in the dirt and spiked. Easily scoring is Tibbetts. Morris Johns will take a big turnaround third, but stick around. So really unraveling here for Carter Hand and the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. 5-0 now for the 22U Baycats.
Still only one out.
Still only one out.
Still here.
Yeah, I don't think when you came down here for this, you were expecting it to be this long, but you're loving it.
I'm very okay with this.
1-0 to Magne is up high. While I have you here, I'll ask you about last night. It was at the game at Labatt Park with your team in London. Frank Garces, 7 perfect innings. No scoring from either team until extra innings, but what does that win do for your club, having been kind of heartbroken 3 one-run losses in the last week and a half?
Again, we've played 6 straight good games, and 3 of them were wins, 3 of them were losses. The losses came in one-run games, and they were good fights, and we had a shot in every single game. So again, our biggest thing is getting guys in scoring position, because then you're just one hit away from scoring them. And unfortunately, in those 3 losses, we didn't execute. But that's okay. We got those chances, and I think once we start executing, I think it's going to be very hard to beat us, especially with our pitching.
Yeah. You mentioned with this 22U team, it's guys that want to be here, and I know you kind of preach the same thing with the IBL guys. You want to be a good human being, but also a good baseball player.
Yeah, it's important for us. I mean, we spend a lot of time together.
Number 3.
You don't want to be around the guy you can't stand, or the guy who's always causing issues in the dugout or in the locker room. So that's big for us. That's part of our culture, and that's what we've built for years. So we're proud of the team. I'm very proud of the guys. I threw them a nice message last night and said how proud I was of the group and how proud I am of their work ethic. I think it's so important. And I told them that I'm going to be watching closely, but from afar, I want to let Jeremy kind of take the reins and do his thing. And I trust him. We're on the same page with a lot of things, and he gets it. And I think that's why we do well in the IBL. Is my support staff is not only the most loyal people you can imagine, but the greatest support system and coaching system that I can ask for. So they're so underrated, and we don't talk about them enough.
Ground ball is short. McKay with a throw on to first. It's in time, but Morris Johns comes in to score. 6 runs now here in this 4th inning for Barrie. Now 2 out.
I might have to stay for the 4th.
Center fielder, number 2, Antonino Spencer Thompson.
So now we're back to Spencer Thompson, and I need another column in my scorebook.
Good problems to have.
Runner on second, 2 out. Carter Hand still battling here for Hamilton. The first pitch is outside. What was the relationship like with you bringing in Tim and Meyer into this organization?
So they're we do a wing night every Wednesday night, and they're big baseball guys. Meyer's been in baseball for 30, 40 years. He was a scout for a few different teams, actually, major league teams. So he loved baseball. There's a little part of him that probably misses it a little bit. Tim's a huge baseball guy too, also Barrie boy. So it was just an opportunity for, I let Jeremy choose his own staff. Mayer was a no-brainer with his experience and working with kids for many years. He's actually a high school coach as well. It was just an opportunity that kind of everyone got embraced and wanted and got. And I think it was just meant to be. And I think all the coaches and on both levels get along so well. And we all understand the goal, the mindset. Like we say, our motto is one unit, one mindset, and one goal, and that's exactly what it is. But we're trying to portray that to the juniors as well, and we want them thinking the same way. And again, when they come to the IBL eventually, then and they'll be ready for it. They'll have that same mindset.
How much actual coaching happens at this level compared to the IBL?
A lot more coaching, a lot more micromanaging. The IBL level, I'm more managing, where I'm just kind of writing lineup cards and kind of slotting them in where we think fits. We're not talking about your stance at the plate or bring your elbow here or there. It's more baseball, where this is more fundamental. And again, that's where Jeremy comes in with his experience working with elite programs and 16U, 17U, 18U.
Slashed on the first base line. It's a fair ball down to the right field corner. Spencer Thompson, his second extra base hit of the inning. Run scores. It is 7-0.
We almost just saw a second triple in the same inning. I don't know why he pulled up.
That's a rarity. You will rarely ever see that, and I think right about now we'll start to see the pitching change for Hamilton. That'll do it for Carter Hand. Can't get through the third inning. New pitcher coming to the ball game. Josh, I'm not sure if you want to stick around. This might be your time to
I think I'm going to let this one go at this time and let you guys get the others on. But I appreciate you having me. I'm very excited, and again, a lot to look forward to with these guys. And kudos to them coming early, working hard, and we're looking forward to saying their names and them being a part of the IBL team in the future.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Josh.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it. I'll talk
much.
to you soon.
Appreciate it, guys.
We'll be right back. Pitching change to introduce a new pitcher after this on Baycats TV. Seven nothing for the 22U Baycats in their inaugural game. We're still in the bottom of the third inning. 2 out. in Asafa Jones. The leadoff hitter will come back around the second time he's been up this inning. He walked his first time, later scored after a stolen base. This is the 11th batter of the inning for Barrie, and they'll face new pitcher in the game is Marcelo Colucci.
Last year, third year at McMaster. You know, he's a right-handed pitcher. PO comes in to do some mop-up duty. It was a long inning for the junior Cardinals. They've been out there for, like you said, Julius, 11 batters. And now he's got to face the top of the order, a really tough top of the order.
Runner goes, Jones fouls it off. Spencer Thompson, you saw his speed, 2 extra base hits in this inning already, and he would have had third base stolen, no problem, but Jones spoils it.
1 extra base hit to each side. The first one was a triple to left field. Second one was a double to right. Like you said, Julius, a lot of speed.
Watched him shag fly balls last week, and it looked incredible. There's a sharp ground ball left side. It's fair. Spencer Thompson will score. It is 8-0, an RBI single from Asafa Jones.
That ball was ripped, and it had a ton of spin on it. Did you see the ball when it bounced for the first time? It hit the ground and just started rolling, and it wasn't bouncing. It was just rolling, and that was a really hard hit ball from Asafa Jones. 8-0 now, Barrie. 9 hits in the game, and Austin Boylan comes to the dish.
Boylan up for the second time. Earlier in this inning, he singled and scored. First pitch catches the outside part of the plate. So that hit will close the door on Carter Hand, his final line. 2 2/3, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 7 hits, 8 earned runs allowed. And the difference between the top of the first inning and then to the second and then to the third, it was kind of a build-up, and it all unraveled. We're kind of right at the beginning of this inning with that triple from Spencer Thompson.
It was just a lot of balls in play for Barrie, and they just started to find gaps.
1-1, Boylan spoils it towards his dugout.
For Colucci, in the warm-ups, we saw fastball curveball, or fastball changeup. Not sure if we see a curveball, but you're facing a really strong hitter in Austin Boylan here in a 1-2 count with 2 out. This would be the situation to throw a breaking ball.
1-2. You saw Jones break last time he was on first base, and the throw over keeps him honest.
Baycats, a lot of balls in play this game, like you said, Julius. Only 2 strikeouts for Hand. And in a clean first inning, the Baycats are just putting a lot of balls in play, and they're all hard hit balls. They're all hard hit balls. They're finding gaps. And a good eye at the plate. That's another thing. That was a great pitch from Colucci and Boylan. Seeing that fastball low and away off the plate, especially when you're protecting in a 1-2 count with 2 out.
2-2, 2 out. Colucci. He deals. Breaking pitches away.
Asafa Jones is going to be on the move here. We'll get to see his wheels. 3-2, 2 out.
Big pitch here for Colucci. Maybe finally get out of this inning for Hamilton. Runner goes. It's up high. This inning will continue. Boylan reaches with a free 90 feet.
Second baseman, number 81, Alex Wickett.
Wickett, an RBI single earlier this inning. Eventually scored on an error from right fielder of Hamilton. It's Carson Cassidy. The throw got away from third baseman Noah Canzio. First pitch is on the inside part of the plate.
That was the first part of the unraveling inning. First runs of the inning. An error, and from there, the Baycats have just heated up.
First 6 batters of the inning reached and all scored. Josh Tibbetts on deck. Colucci 0-1, massive lead at first from Austin Boylan not being held on, and that was fouled away.
A long inning for the Baycats, which is a great thing, but then you have to wonder for John Warden, maybe getting a little bit cold. But, I'm sure coming out to the bump, he'll be fine.
No action in the Barrie bullpen. 0-2, 2 out to Alex Wickett. Here's a pitch inside. Josh Tibbetts on deck. 8-0 for the 22U Baycats on 9 hits. All but 2 of those coming in this inning. The pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Charging at is Josh Jenko. He misses the tag. No play anywhere else.
A little bit of a juke from Austin Boylan around the second baseman. And Alex Wickett just too fast to make the play at first base after attempting a tag at second.
Smart base running there from Austin. Boylan extends the inning. So Jones at third, Boylan at second, Wickett at first. Bases loaded.
And the cleanup hitter at the dish.
This is a big opportunity for Josh Tibbetts to stake his claim here at Athletic Culture Stadium. The first pitch is a big swing on his part.
Big hack on an 0-0 fastball. Looking for maybe a grand salami, but obviously he hit a single, hard hit single through the infield on his first time around in this inning.
Another big cut on for Tibbetts. He fouled it away.
No 2 count or a 2 strike count, something the Baycats have been familiar with in this inning, but they just keep battling. They keep putting balls in play that find gaps and just pass the baton mentality in this third inning.
Looping breaking ball is up and away. 1-2 here on Josh Tibbetts. Cleanup man. Big strikeout there from Marcelo Colucci to get out of this inning finally. It took 13 batters for the 22U Baycats. They lead at 8-0 as we go into the fourth inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Top of the fourth inning, Athletic Culture Stadium. The 22U Baycats lead the Hamilton Junior Cardinals 8-0 in their inaugural game on 9 hits so far for the first 3 innings. A couple defensive changes to note. Ryan Chortis in the game in left field. He takes over in the lineup for Antonino Spencer Thompson. Asafa Jones moves from right to center, and Zachary Owen moves from left to right. So new outfield alignment for Barrie, for Jonathan Warden. First pitch, a called strike. So John Jenko. Little pop-up on the infield and making the play no problem is Alex Wickett.
Something to note, Julius, was before the inning started, the junior Cardinals had like a players-only gathering before they went to the dugout, and it was Bryson Britt who led it. He was the one talking, trying to fire up his team. Now putting balls in play here.
So Jenko pops out to second. That brings up Noah Canzio. First pitch called a strike.
A fellow OUA player, just like Zachary Owen in right field.
Slashed out to left field for a base hit. Noah Canzio, back-to-back hits for him. He's got 2 on the game.
2 for 2 with a nice little inside-out liner over third on a hard inside fastball.
Sir CJ Lowe, the left fielder, struck out his first time up. That was fouled off. Hamilton really threatened in that second inning. They stranded 3. Had the bases loaded, a walk by Jenko, another single by Canzio, a walk by McCabe. When Jackson Somerville ending it with a ground out to third. So still scoreless are the Cardinals, and a big cut and a miss there from Lowe.
Lowe's a big outfielder, Julius. 6'5", 200 pounds, and I mean when you look at him standing beside the umpire and Magne, I mean he's massive.
Our umpires, Ryan Hughes, the home plate, Chabave on the bases. 0-2. Just outside. Risky take there from Lowe, but he gets the call in his favor.
Especially in an 0-2 count. That's a fastball, middle, maybe away on a big hitter.
Canzio, a modest lead off first. The breaking pitch is in there for strike 3.
Woo! Froze CJ Lowe with the breaking ball down the middle. He didn't like the call. On a 1-2 count, that's a great pitch from Warden.
So 2 strikeouts on the game already for CJ Lowe. Not the scorecard you want to see in your, or next to your name. Bring up Zach McCabe. Walked his first time up. And a big cut from him. Just a bit late on that pitch from Warden.
Ooh. Patented high fastball from John Warren. We've seen that multiple times this game, and not a lot of contact off it.
Long time here between pitches for Warden. Comes set and deals, and that's called strike.
Back-to-back 0-2 counts to start off the batter. Last time we saw a fastball middle out. Called a ball, then we saw, a middle curveball. Oh.
Another big cut and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the top of the 4th for Jonathan Warden. We head to the bottom half. Jay Boylan to join us in just a moment. 8-0 for the 22U Baycats on Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Fourth inning of play brought to you by Vintage Throne Barber Lounge, redefining gentlemen one community at a time.
8-0 for the 22U Baycats, bottom of the fourth inning. Jericho Morris-Johns to lead it off against Marcelo Colucci. And joining us in the broadcast booth, a third guest on this broadcast is Jay Boylan, the father of Austin Boylan, but also the quote-unquote master recruiter of this team, the guy that kind of set the whole roster kind of in motion, I would say, right?
Kind of. I work with Josh over the off season here just to kind of give kids an opportunity here in Barrie, so kind of going that way. It's really good.
So you were telling us in the break that Josh was saying it's only going to take one inning. What was going through your mind in that 13-batter bottom of the third?
Being our first game together, like physically together, I'm actually seeing our team actually, after the first inning, starting to see the ball better, kind of gelling together just like we thought they would. So
what went into recruiting all these elite players in the offseason?
A lot of conversations, a lot of brainstorming, kind of going through who's available, kids that we've seen over the past, all the kids that we've known over the years, and people that we've actually can put puzzles together in regards to kids that can work together and actually have a common goal. So
big cut and a miss there from Jericho Morris-Johns. Jay, what was your first introduction to baseball, even before Austin?
Introduction to baseball. I played baseball as a kid, but nothing to the point where Austin's made it to or any of these boys. Just the fact of being around the game is just it's almost it's an inspiring game. It's a beautiful game. It's one of those things is that it's been around for hundreds of years because it's the game it is. So I love being around it.
What's your favorite thing you've seen tonight from the boys, and clearly an offensive explosion?
To be honest with you, I knew the offense was going to be there, but I'm very impressed about our defense right now. Our defense right now, we knew it was going to click, but being our first game, even our middle infielders, seeing Wicked and DeRoche making some of the plays, and seeing Austin and actually seeing Tibbetts dig some of those balls and bring balls down, saving his teammates is actually that's an added bonus for us. Defense wins games. So that's a nice thing to add. If we can hit the ball with it, hey, that's a master of, that's a beautiful mix. So.
Jericho Morris-Johns hit by a pitch there. So leadoff runner gets on. And when you look at this team on paper, Jay, how does it kind of square up to the kind of opponents that they're facing, whether it's these Hamilton Junior Cardinals as Zach Owens hit by another pitch?
Well, we put together what other teams are doing. We kind of don't pay attention to because we're putting together the program that we're putting together here in Barrie. We're looking at building a program here that kids have an opportunity to grow to get ready to that next level. So I'm actually seeing a lot of the Baycats here tonight actually watching the guys. So it gives the guys that team camaraderie with the big boys and the junior team that they're actually working together. So that a lot of the guys in the senior team are actually teaching the younger kids to get to that next level, which has been really amazing for these boys. I'm already seeing the difference in a lot of the boys already. So,
Jay, for your recruiting pitch in the
ground
off season,
play a second and on to first. It's a double play for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. But still a runner on third. Morris-Johns moves up.
Yeah,
go ahead, Declan.
Continuing, I mean, maybe I should stop talking after the double play, but what was the biggest part of your recruiting pitch, and what were the things you were looking for in each of the players for the young kids at home?
Well, the recruiting pitch was actually, if you take a look at the Barrie Baycats in general, we've been on the road for 4 or 5 years, heading down to Mississauga pretty much every day or every other day, and for families that are coming from Barrie, so we're trying to keep our kids at home in regards to having an opportunity to strive in our own community for once, and it's not always about money. This is not a non-profitable organization, so we're not charging our kids a lot of money to play here in the summer. It's about them getting the knowledge of the game and actually being able to work with guys that have been there, like Willie Garcia and guys that have been in the majors. That you cannot get that anywhere else in Ontario. So, and even last week with Austin facing Fernando Roddy was a highlight of his life. Strikeout or not, it took him 12 pitches. So the way I look at it, boys are learning something, right? So
another pitch up and in, that one on Tristan DeRoche. And I know for Austin, he was telling us after that game that he still believes that he didn't strike out.
Well,
it was a check swing call.
Looking back at the film, I don't know if I should comment or not, but yeah, he didn't go. So we did, but you know what, though, the way I look at it is that it's a learning experience. Regardless, strikeout, hit, doesn't matter. You're facing a guy that's got 3 World Series rings, as a future Hall of Famer. You can't get that in 18U baseball. You can't get that in anywhere else. And just to see that opportunity and being around the guys coming from the Dominican Republic and stuff like that. And the best thing is we're not paying $15,000 to go down there. We're getting guys around us that are teaching our boys just as good as anybody else who teach them anywhere else. So, and it's nice to see the family here, and even the Hamilton Cardinals coming in here today. It's nice to see. We know half the boys there, so all the boys in the field know each other from over the years, right? So it's nice to see them all working together and smiling, laughing, joking. It's a small world, baseball, and the thing is they're all a family, regardless of what team you're playing on. So,
Jay, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Let's see you in a little bit. Fifth inning coming up right here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer! Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Fifth inning of play at Athletic Culture Stadium, 8-0 for the 22U Baycats over the visiting Hamilton Junior Cardinals. Back to the top of the order for Hamilton, Jackson Somerville up for the 3rd time today, singled and grounded out earlier on. Jonathan Warden still holding the Junior Cardinals scoreless through 4. Gets a first pitch called strike. The inaugural game for these 22U Baycats. I'm sure it's an honor for Jonathan Warden to be the inaugural game starting pitcher.
And he's been fantastic so far, only allowing 4 hits. He's been all around the zone, multiple strikeouts. Not a lot of hard contact from the Junior Cardinals, and especially on a beautiful day for baseball, not just for the 22U Baycats on the board, but just also in the air. A lot of support too. That's another thing, Julius. There's a lot of excitement here, especially for a brand new team in the Baycats pipeline. Something that, like President Josh Matlow said, it's an extension of the IBL team.
1-2 pitch from Warden. Breaking ball is away. 23 degrees here in Barrie. It's a bit hazy from the wildfire smoke going on around the country, but not nearly as bad as it was yesterday, even the day before. But still a beautiful clear sky day. The wind's been a little bit consistent, but not gusty. Coming in from right field. Warden's pitch is outside again, so it's full count.
That's the weatherman in you, Julius. Clear skies, not too windy. It's been consistent, but yeah, it's a nice day. Not too hot, not too cold, not a ton of wind.
3-2 pitch. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. It called strike 3 on Jackson Somerville.
A lot of wind coming off that John Warden fastball, though.
So here's Bryson Britton, the catcher. Reached both times on Warden in this ball game. Walked in the first, was caught stealing to end the frame, and then got a single in the third and was stranded. First pitch, a called strike. Seems like Warden has really dialed in ever since the shaky start to that first inning, but ever since he's been locating really well.
He's been using his entire arsenal and throwing them all for strikes.
That one in the dirt gets away from Magne.
Looking to retire Britton for the first time this afternoon. A hard out, that's for sure.
1-1 slash foul out of play.
As a freshman in JUCO this year, Britton almost a 1,300 OPS, something that you don't see, especially coming in as a catcher.
Fastball just outside. It's 2-2.
A great pitch down and away. Just missed the zone, but that's been the story for Warden all night. Like, you know, he's not missing by much. He's around the zone.
Wave and a miss. Warden gets another strikeout here in the fifth inning.
Using all his pitches. That's a breaking ball that right at the bottom of the plate. And speaking of people that, you know, struggled with the breaking ball, Lee Jones coming up to the plate. We saw Warden use 2 on him in the 4 pitches that he saw, all for strikes.
First pitch to Lee Jones is just outside. 3 innings in this ballgame for Warden where he's had multiple strikeouts. 6 total on his outing so far. 1-0 is up high again.
He's changing up the sequence against a great hitter in Lee Jones, someone that goes to Iowa Western, a great D1 JUCO. We've seen Warren go fastball, breaking ball. We've seen him mix in the changeup, and now back-to-back fastballs. And that makes it 3 straight fastballs against a power hitter in Lee Jones.
It's a called strike on that one. You're talking about Iowa Western. You were telling me you're kind of familiar with their program. They have a very similar locker room. You were telling me Oklahoma State?
Yeah, so in their locker room, if you look at a photo, their emblems on top of their locker room lit up with blue LED lights, just like you see at the well-known Oklahoma State Cowboys locker room. Man, Iowa Western has some fantastic programs. One of my friends went there for a year, redshirt, and then transferred. And
well, there's a deep drive left field into the gap. Looks like it'll stay in play, and an over-the-shoulder catch made.
What a grab from Ryan Shortis.
Ryan Shortis, an incredible effort. Long way to go to make that grab, and he makes it over the shoulder to end the inning. We're through 4.5 here at Athletic Culture Stadium. 8-0 for the 22U Baycats in their inaugural game on Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
I'm Chrissy Fentz from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
fifth inning of play brought to you by One-Eyed Jack Barrie. Bring your same-day Baycats tickets before or after the game and get 10% off your bill.
We're halfway through this ball game, and it's funny how it works out where you make a fantastic defensive play and you usually lead off the next inning. That's exactly what we have in Ryan Shortis with the 22U Baycats against Marcelo Colucci, still on the bump for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. First pitch is well outside.
Yeah, that catch to end the inning was electric. Ranging to the glove side, looking over the shoulder, running back, warning track shot. And Shortis doesn't get time to rest after tracking that ball down. He's just loading up in the dish. And
first at bat of the day for him comes in for Antonino Spencer Thompson, who had 2 extra base hits earlier on. A triple and a double in the same inning.
Not too sure how often you hear that, Julius. 2 extra base hits to 2 different sides of the outfield, and then being removed from the game.
1-1 fouled back to the screen.
Yes, I prefer it to be that way.
A little bit about Shortis. Grew up playing in the Toronto Mets program of the CPBL. Goes to Salem University, a fantastic D2 school. Some great jerseys. The Tigers, they're classic. Green, black, a little bit of cream.
1-2 is away. Gives me, it's kind of like Eastern Michigan a little bit.
No, that's exactly what it seems like. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. You can't go wrong with a nice green.
Of course not.
You can't.
I mean, you were here when the Welland Jackfish were here on Thursday. 2-2, Shortis called strike 3.
I have no comments on the Welland Jackfish, Julius.
Second strikeout of the game for
right fielder
Colucci.
Number 33, Safa Jones.
So they'll bring up a Safa Jones. He's 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Had a single. His second at bat of that third inning was stranded at third. That pitch is well away.
That single was hammered down the line. Really hard ground ball. Once it bounced on the dirt, it rolled. It had a ton of spin. It didn't even bounce.
Fouls that one out of play. I was going to ask you, Declan, what does it say to, we're talking about Antonino Spencer Thompson, 2 extra base hits in that inning, and Josh Matlow was in the broadcast booth watching it along with us. What does that maybe tell Josh Matlow to say, hey, maybe give this guy a shot?
Well, you're playing for a team that's coming off an IBL championship, and you have so much depth. Josh Matlow sat in the seat that I'm sitting in and saw, his 9-stick in the 22U Baycats lineup hit 2 extra base hits in the same game or same inning, while also making a fantastic defensive play in center field, ranging over his shoulder. It shows him that there's depth and there's a pipeline with a ton of players in his system. And he said it here, having this team makes him sleep better at night.
Colucci, a 2-1 here to Safa Jones. There's a fly ball that's playable. Shallow left center field. Coming on to make a catch is Jackson Somerville, 2 down.
Jones wishes he got that pitch back. Pieced really high in the air, and you heard him. He was like, oh. That feeling's the worst. When you piece up a ball, and you're like, oh, I just got under it. Just got under it. He's got the power to put it out.
Tristan Pappas warming in the Barrie bullpen. I imagine he's going to be the one to come in for Jonathan Warden after 5 shutout innings. Here's Austin Boylan up for the 4th time. First pitch outside. There's also action in the Hamilton Junior Cardinal bullpen.
It's a big lefty in the bullpen for the Baycats, Tristan Pappas.
1-0 to Boylan on the ground to second. John Jenko gathers and throws on to first easily. A 1-2-3 inning there for Colucci. keeping the Baycats at bay. Aside from that 8-run third inning, it's 8-0 as we head to the 6th inning on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Top of the 6th inning, Athletic Culture Stadium. Julius Hearn, Declan Collins along with you. It's 8-0 for the 22U Baycats in their inaugural game, and lots of defensive changes to note, but one in particular, Declan, is new pitcher in the game, Tristan Pappas.
And he's got a great story. Thursday night when we did media day for the 22U Baycats, he doesn't have a traditional path. He played for the Team Ontario Astros with a lot of these guys, but he also played AA baseball after with the North York Blues. So he doesn't have a traditional path to post-secondary like a lot of these guys have. It's a really cool story, Julius.
First batter he'll face is Xavier Wickett. And talk about some of these defensive changes. Will Timpano now behind the plate as his battery mate. Will Jackson at second and Rocco DiPietro in at short, taking over for Alex Wickett and Tristan DeRoche respectively.
In warm-ups, Pappas showed a fastball, really nice changeup, and a frisbee slider. So coming from the left side, especially as tall as he is, there's that changeup. That's a lot of dip on that.
Really fooled Wickett there. He's way out in front.
Especially a strong hitter in Wickett, who's hit over 300 everywhere he's been.
One for big strikeout there. First batter, Tristan Pappas faces, goes down on strikes.
Changeup down and away, a lefty to a righty. That's a nasty pitch. That's
Cassidy.
Striking out Whittle, who, like previously mentioned, is a fantastic hitter with some pop to him. The cleanup hitter for the Junior Cardinals, and Pappas made it look easy.
Hopped up on the infield. Austin Boylan calls off his shortstop, makes the catch.
Sounded like a little bit of firewood there, Julius. Maybe broken bat on that play. That's a long lefty versus a lefty hitter. Now a fastball in will do that.
You saw Austin Boylan shatter a bat in batting practice as well.
That's the exact same B45 that Austin Boylan shattered. I just looked. It had the maroon handle with the black and the gold.
On the ground, left side, first play for DiPietro. He dives and knocks it into left field. That's a base hit, and staying at first base is John Jenko. First hit of the ball game for him.
We've seen some really strong defensive play in this game, especially from the infielders. And that's a really tough play for DiPietro to make. Ranging to his throwing side, diving for that ball, tips off the end of his glove. It's with a great step, too. Nothing you can do on that.
So extends this inning, gives it up for Noah Canzio. So a base hit in both of his previous at-bats. First one here against Pappas. He sees a first pitch into the dirt.
Something of note, rocking a torpedo bat at the dish. Haven't seen too many of those tonight.
No, I haven't seen any today. I've seen Ryan Rio on the Baycats. He actually has a couple. He actually broke one in that Kitchener game. That pitch fouled off by Canzio. Something to note, Zachary Owen was playing rather deep out in right field. He's now starting to pace in a little bit, but he was playing maybe four paces away from the warning track in right field. 1-1. Fouled off. Another off-speed pitch there from Tristan Pappas.
Well, that's what he said to us on media night Thursday. That's what he said. He said, I don't have a lot of gas, but, I mean, his fastball is electric. But he said he's more of a junk guy, and that's what he's shown tonight with the frisbee slider and the down and in changeup.
Only a couple lefties on this team. He's one of them. Fellow lefty Zach Cote was also throwing a little bit in the bullpen next to him. Here's a 1-2. And no call there. It looked like a much more lateral movement on that pitch, but Canzio lays off. Two-two. Fly ball. Center field, Asafa Jones calling off his teammates. He'll make the catch to end the inning. John Jenko gets a base hit, but he's stranded at first. Hamilton Junior Cardinals still held scoreless through 6. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning right here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
The 6th inning of play is brought to you by Moving.ca. 2 small men with big hearts moving. Your original Canadian 2-man movers. When you think 2 men, think with big hearts. Your Canadian choice.
Julius Hearn, Declan Collins with you. It's the bottom of the 6th inning in the inaugural 22U Baycats game against the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. They lead at 8-0. Will Jackson came into the game defensively last half inning. He'll get his first step out of the game here against Marcelo Colucci. First pitch is inside, but he waves and misses.
He said to us he's one of the vets on the team. You know, just trying to provide guidance while bringing the energy and play some great defense up the middle.
Called strike on the outside part of the plate. Colucci really kind of settled down this, what was a fiery Baycats offense in that third inning. Came in and gave up a single, a walk, and another single, but finally got that last strikeout on Josh Tibbetts, who's on deck as Jackson strikes out to start this inning.
Well, aside from the bottom of the third, it's been zeros across the board for both sides. For the Baycats, they're hitting the ball hard. They were finding gaps in the third, and there's still been hits in other innings, but just an absolute outburst in the bottom of the third, and Josh Tibbetts was one of the guys.
Tibbetts steps in, a little bit out in front of that fastball.
Back-to-back at-bats for Tibbetts where he's first pitch hacking. Big swing on the first pitch. Both times he got the fastball.
Flew out to left his first time up, got an RBI single in that third inning, and then was the final strikeout victim to this man here, Marcelo Colucci, to end that frame. Colucci now with 4 strikeouts in his outing so far. Here's a 1-1 in the dirt. Ooh.
Oh, I guess not, Julius. Tibbetts didn't like the call on that, and I mean, that was the pitch that struck out Will Jackson looking, and these guys aren't liking that bottom of the zone call.
1-2, Tibbetts checks his swing. Peeled down to first base with only 2 umpires here today. Chabave says he doesn't go.
It seems like the bottom of that zone has opened up, Julius.
Colucci's taken advantage so far. The strikeout of Jackson. He has Tibbetts on 2 strikes. Pitch to Tibbetts. That one is just low of that part of the plate, Declan, as you were saying.
Well, Julius, you were saying that Marcelo Colucci was trying to take advantage of the bottom, and he almost did there.
Jericho Morris-Johns on deck. Third baseman Noah Canzio really far over to that right side as Tibbetts fouls it out of play.
That ball stays in the ballpark. Looks like a junior Baycat is going to pick that up with a souvenir. Maybe exchange it for some Baycats bucks.
So full count now on Tibbetts, and that one is low and in. He will get the walk. First base runner of the inning for Barrie.
That was Colucci again, trying to pick that bottom of the zone. Missed just a bit low the last 2 times he went there. And Tibbetts works a really nice walk and a good AB.
So here's Jericho Morris-Johns. 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch twice in this game. Once by Colucci, once by hand. A throw over to first.
Well, actually in that last AB, he got hit twice. Well, one off the bottom of the handle that also nicked his hand, and then he had to return to the plate, and then ended up getting hit again.
That one in the dirt off the glove of Britton, and moving up to second base is Josh Tibbetts taking advantage of the wild pitch.
I think it's really interesting that Josh Tibbetts runs with his batting gloves in his hands. I was watching him run, and there's something flopping in his hands, and I quickly realized it was his batting gloves.
I feel like I've seen that before, but not in this ballpark. Have you ever had a teammate that does that?
Never, Julius. Never. I've had some weird teammates. I think that might be a luck thing. Holding the batting, because that doesn't add protection when you're sliding.
No. Well, it also makes it a bit harder to slide because you naturally want to let go.
Yeah. I don't know. We might have to ask him about that.
Yeah. 2-0. Morris-Johns gets that one up high again. 3-0.
8 zip for Barrie. 1 out. Runner on second. 5-hitter at the plate, Julius, do you think Jericho Morris-Johns has the green light here?
I think he does. He's got a lot of power on that bat. Has 1 hit already today. 3-0. Does get the green light and fouls it off.
Actually, we spoke about the torpedo bat earlier in the inning, and it looks like Jericho's using one as well.
It's a growing trend across the baseball world.
Thanks to the Yankees' hot start to the year.
Now, I'm not sure if the Yankees started it, but they were sure the ones that popularized it.
Yeah, they were the ones that popularized it. There's a couple guys on the Blue Jays that used it last season.
Grounder through the left side, a base hit. It's going to get away from the left fielder low. Tibbetts is going to come around to score. And into second base, standing up is Jericho Morris-Johns. And he celebrates. That's going to be a base hit. Second hit of the game for Morris-Johns.
4th time reaching.
Left fielder number 77.
We've seen 2 different double sellies today, Julius. We saw like a cat scratch, and then we just saw whatever that was from Jericho. I am not too sure what that was.
I'm of the opinion that you need to have a standardized celebration on the base paths. I think the cat scratch could work.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good one. I mean, maybe that's just Jericho's thing, but...
Now Zachary Owen. First pitch catches the lower part of the zone. Another big cut from Owen. Projects as a guy that can bring a lot of power to an outfield, but just hasn't had the power click yet. He has a single earlier in the game today.
Also brings a little bit of versatility. We saw earlier in the game, he started in left field, moved over to right, and he's battling up there.
And wasting some pitches there from Colucci.
Now, showing that having Zach in a lineup is showing that OUA baseball, it's pretty solid. Because in a lineup with a bunch of guys that are playing D1 ball, he's in there.
You're in that spot. He was out winter workouts nearly every week, if not all of them. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball left side. McCabe, the throw on to first. Will it be in time? Yes, it will be. A great pick out of the dirt there from Xavier Whittle. Morris-Johns move over the third.
Catcher number 64.
And Will Timpano's first AB of the game. Came in as a defensive substitution earlier on. He's got a runner on third. 2 out. So base hit scores.
So there's Will Timpano, first appearance at the plate today. He's behind that fastball.
That's a let me crack my backswing. You know, coming off the bench. You know, I've caught a little bit. Taking a hack at the first pitch.
Rocco DiPietro on deck. Ground ball up the middle. Tough backhand play for Jenko, and he makes it. What a play from John Jenko. Long way to range over up the middle and make that play and an impressive off-balance throw to get Will Timpano. 22U Baycats get one more on the board. It's 9-0 as we head to the 7th inning right here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Top of the 7th, Athletic Culture Stadium. 9-0 now for the 22U Baycats after a run in the bottom of the 6th. It's an 8-run explosion in the 3rd that really has really kind of give the game life, but two, set the tone for what this team can really provide offensively.
Well, there's been a lot of zeros on the board for both teams, but the Baycats have exploded in the bottom of the 3rd especially, and adding another last inning.
Tristan Pappas out there, a broken bat, little number out to the mound, and easy play there for Tristan Pappas, 1 down.
Woo! Another broken bat. Pappas on the mound just making firewood for the Junior Cardinals.
I wonder if this team might have a broken bat counter going on this year. I feel like that might be a trend that I haven't really seen that in organized baseball. I mean, at least could become popular, but could see that with this team this year.
I think you should just do that with Pappas against lefties. That's 2 this game.
Liner over the head of Rocco DiPietro into left field, a base hit. Number 9 hitter Zach McCabe with his first hit of the game.
Turning it over to the top of the lineup for Jackson Somerville, someone who's got a lot of experience playing baseball. Growing up, played OBJ, and obviously 2 spots in post-secondary in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma Panhandle State University.
What a name in the NAIA conference. Or I guess division. Yeah, that'd be a division.
Wild pitch puts McCabe at second base. We were looking at Oklahoma Panhandle State earlier before this game, and I was saying to you, they had a really cool logo. They're gonna have like the Oklahoma State outline in the P.
Yeah,
it really works.
It kind of looked like a pan almost. Like you had a pan and a handle, and it was kind of a cool logo. That's what we were saying before. Must really like Oklahoma, because I mean both the stops are there.
Pappas a 2-0 to Somerville, fouls it off towards the Barrie dugout. Zach McCabe at second base. First time the Hamilton's had a runner in scoring position since the 3rd. 2-1. In the dirt. That one skips further away from Timpano. All the way back to the screen. A heavy round around 3rd is McCabe, but he'll stick around at 3rd. Back-to-back wild pitches out of the hand of Tristan Pappas.
That one just hit the top of the plate there and just skipped right up. It happens.
Real heavy bounce. Nothing Will Timpano could really do about that. Pitch up high, so a walk for Somerville. Second time he'll reach today. He had a single in the 1st.
Number 11, Bryce Britton.
There's Bryson Britton. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Caught stealing in the 1st inning. That one ended the frame. was the closest Hamilton's had to scoring a run in this game.
That was a great play by Josh Magnay.
First pitch, a called strike right down the middle.
These next 3 batters for the Cardinals are dangerous. All of these guys have had major success. Bryn hitting almost 500 as a freshman in college this year.
0-1 from Pappas. Fly ball out to left field. Shortest makes the catch. Tacking up from third is McCabe. He will score. First run of the game for Hamilton. Makes it 9-1.
Yeah, that's good baseball, especially with 1 out. You're facing a tough pitcher, and you're just putting bat on ball to score your first run of the game.
So Hamilton uses a couple wild pitches to manufacture a run. There's 2 out for Lee Jones.
Matthew Liu walking out to the bullpen. Maybe we see some action out of him.
Looks like they called a hit by pitch there, but it definitely sounded like it hit his bat.
I hope that wasn't bone, because that made a loud noise, Julius. That was loud.
That echoed through the ballpark. You could hear that from Highway 26.
Wow. Or my favorite, Highway 400. Sorry, maybe a little bit too personal for the broadcast, but yeah, I don't know if that was bone.
So that'll go down as a hit by pitch, even though we'll question that a little bit.
Maybe whip the binoculars out.
We'll see it on the replay later on after the ball game on YouTube. First pitch to Xavier Whittle is in the dirt. Nice block from Will Timpano. Multiple runners on here for Hamilton with 2 out. Another one in the dirt. Timpano staying in front of it. Whittle is 0 for 3. A fly out in the first. Grounded into a double play in the third and struck out in the 6th. He was the first batter that Pappas faced last inning.
He was also the guy we mentioned in our open, Julius, as one of the guys to look out for.
A big wave and a miss on that low and away pitch.
Something to note, it's Matthew Liu on the bump in the bullpen, Joe Godfrey catching, and Ethan Morris sitting on the fence watching.
2-1, up high. I'm not sure if we oversold Whittle, but he has an opportunity to kind of redeem himself after 0 for 3 performance so far. He might. The hitters count 3-1. Pitch from Pappas. Almost looked like home plate umpire Ryan Hughes called a strike there, but it's going to be ball forward to Whittle.
Yeah, well, the umpire tossed up his hand, and then Whittle kind of did a little bit of a stutter step because he thought it was called a strike.
Unless he was like, you could see it looked like it was the 2 out of his hand, but he might have been motioning to first base for the batter. So bases loaded now for Carson Cassidy, the right fielder. As a first mound visit there for Tristan Pappas. Third base coach Meyer Shentoff out there to talk to him and the infield.
And Carson Cassidy brings some more JUCO experience to the batter's box, going to Colby CC, a Division II junior college. Growing up, played for the Ontario Nationals of the CPBL, like many of these guys.
And that one hit him. So a run will come in to score. Second hit batter of the inning for Tristan Pappas, and it's 9-2.
That brings up second baseman John Jenko. Someone who, in the Hamilton Cardinals bio when introducing him, said he was a switch hitter. But we've only seen him bat from the right side today, Julius. So maybe he became more comfortable on the right side from, January until now.
We've seen that for some major league hitters. Cedric Mullins comes to mind for me, a guy that was a switch hitter that started his major league career and then settled into the left-hand batter's box instead full-time. It really worked out for him. First year he did that, he was an all-star.
First year all-star for Cedric Mullins, and ever since, he was a career minor leaguer up until that point, bouncing around, and now he's a standard outfielder for the Baltimore Orioles.
1-1, just behind it there is Jenko. He's reached twice. He had a walk in the second and a hit in the sixth. He's the 8th batter to the plate for Hamilton in this inning.
He's going to be a freshman at the new College of Florida in the fall.
Up high, it's 2-2.
Two count, 2 out. In the top of the 7th, and time is called.
Matthew Liu still throwing the Barrie bullpen. We saw Tavish Wilson in the pen for Hamilton. He's not throwing anymore. That one spiked in the dirt. A nice block there by Will Timpano. Home dugout cheering their catcher on.
The 22U Baycats showing a lot of depth this afternoon, getting a bunch of defensive substitutions in with everyone getting reps.
3-2 from Pappas. Runners go. It's up and away. Another walk. 3rd walk of the inning. And if you're looking at the scorecard here, folks, the last 6 batters have not recorded an at-bat. As here comes Jeremy Eulenbrook to presumptively take the ball out of the hand of Tristan Pappas.
Pappas was lights out in the top of the 6th. Lost his footing a little bit in the top of the 7th, but now Matthew Liu coming into the game, a right-hander, coming in after a left-hander to finish it off.
So that'll do it for Tristan Pappas. Matthew Liu, new pitcher into the ballgame. We'll introduce him in just a moment right here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV. New pitcher in the game for the 22U Baycats is Matthew Liu, the right-hander.
Well, with Matthew Liu, when we asked him on media night what his pregame superstition was, he said, just eat meat. And when I asked him before the game today, I'm like, hey, did you have your meat today? He's like, no, I didn't.
There's a fly ball, foul territory. Ranging over is Austin Boyle, and he loses track of it, spun around, and unable to make the catch. It lands foul.
A lot of backspin on that foul ball. Matthew Liu enters the game with a fastball and a breaking ball. Not a lot of velo on his fastball, but his breaking ball is really, really sharp, Julius. Especially, he's a right-handed pitcher facing a left-handed batter, that breaking ball is going to come into play here.
Lou's got a changeup that he's really proud of, too. Bit of an unorthodox release. That one called a strike. Almost catch the inside part of the plate. So 0-2 here on Noah Canzio. The 9th batter of the inning here for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. 3 have scored, 3 are on. And now 2 out.
The Junior Cardinals did not like that call. They let out a sound of disgust after the pitch was called.
0-2. And it's in the dirt. Timpano gets in front of it enough to hold off another run. Great defense from Will Timpano, who didn't start this game behind the plate.
That was one of the things that was being talked about with the 22U Baycats, catching depth. They have a lot of it, and it showed there. Will Timpano slid behind the batter to make the block to stop the wild pitch.
We haven't even mentioned Joe Godfrey, who has had that little IBL experience a couple weeks ago. Ground ball to the right side. Will Jackson bobbles it, and he can't make the play. A throw will come in late, and another run comes across for Hamilton. It's 9-4.
A bouncing ground ball that turned into a rolling ground ball. It's tough to judge as an infielder on that play, making the bobble.
Just one hit for Hamilton in this inning. His first pitch to CJ Lowe is outside, and he waves and misses. Lowe started off this inning with a ground out back to Tristan Pappas. And that one inside again. Timpano really showing out here in this inning with some great defensive work.
Yeah, Lowe with a broken bat, ground out, and prior to that he had 2 strikeouts. So probably the batter you want at the dish in a bat-around situation when you're spiraling.
It's crazy to think a 9-0 score coming into this inning.
Well, that might be over to us.
Fouled over our heads, over the press boxes.
Thank you to the sunshade or
awning.
Yeah, whatever. What was that?
Awning.
And yeah, shout out to whatever you just said, Julius, because if not, that ball was landing right here.
Oh my goodness. 1-2, and Lowe fouls it off to the screen.
If we didn't have the awning, I would trust your hands to save us, Julius.
I've had this conversation many times in this broadcast booth. I am not a bring a glove to the ballpark guy.
Never.
Because
Never.
I am so confident that I can barehand a ball.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, Julius. It's just something else you got to bring to the ballpark. And
well, some parks allow you to bring outside food in now.
Yeah,
so
well,
you can
the Rogers Center does.
Yeah.
You can bring a whole pizza in there. I think next time I go, I'm bringing a bunch of Costco dogs instead of spending $14 for a footlong there.
1-2. Low, little number out to third base. Tough play here for Bolin. Gathers the throw in the dirt. What a pick! Never mind, it gets past him all the way into right field. 2 runs are in. Another one is in. 3 runs score on the play. It was going to be a tough play for Boylan initially, but 3 runs coming to score, and just like that, it's a 2-run game.
And the Junior Cardinals bench erupts on that, but that's a really tough play to make. That ball was off the bat and just slowly rolled to third base. Very similar to the spot where his first ground out was in the inning off Pappas. But there's 2 out here, 9-7 Baycats, a 7-run inning for the Junior Cardinals. That's the second bat around we have seen this game. Not often do you see that, especially when one team was clearly dominant for the first 6 frames of the game.
There's a called strike to Zach McCabe up for the second time now in this inning. He has the only hit of this inning.
Yeah, the only hit of this inning, and the Junior Cardinals have put up 7 runs, and leading up until this inning, there were 0 errors for the 22U Baycats. A lot of walks, a couple really tough plays to make.
Barrie, 9 runs on 11 hits, 2 errors. Hamilton, 7 runs on 6 hits, 3 errors. So the 3 runs scoring on what's going to be charged an error to Austin Boylan there.
There's that proud changeup, Julius, that you touched on earlier in the broadcast.
It gets the count to 2-2. Crazy to think that the tying run is at the plate here in the 7th.
And that's Zach Cote warming up in the pen. The soft throwing lefty getting some action in the bullpen as it's 3-2 with 2 out in the top of the 7th.
Matthew Liu trying to get out of this inning finally, what has lasted 11 batters in the 7th inning. Liu's pitch on the ground. Second base side, Will Jackson makes the play, redemption from his error earlier, but 7 runs cross home plate for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. And just like that, it's a 9-7 ball game as we hit stretch time at Athletic Culture Stadium. Going to the bottom of the 7th right after this on Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
I'm Chrissy Fentz from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
The 7th inning of play is brought to you by Sleeman Beer. Real ones, no.
It's now a 2-run ball game. Declan Collins, Julius Hearn along with you. It's 9-7 for the 22U Baycats. There would have been a chance, and there still is potentially for a 10-run mercy after 7 innings with a classic run rule as we see in college baseball. But 2-run game now. New pitcher in the game is Tavish Wilson for Hamilton.
Yeah, a fellow Western Mustang, just like,
DiPietro puts down a bunt, and it is a beauty. Infield hit on the first pitch off Tavish Wilson to start out this frame.
That was a fantastic bunt by Rocco DiPietro, but as I was saying, Tavish Wilson, Western Mustang, just like his fellow teammate, Noah Canzio, the third baseman. In the warm-up, looked like he had a sharp curveball, had a couple different pitches, a pitcher only, but almost made a nice sliding play there, but Rocco DiPietro with a perfectly placed bunt and a lot of speed made that hit happen.
We'll throw over to first, and DiPietro is going to be very aggressive on these base paths. It seems that if Wilson was able to get that ball cleanly on the slide, he would have had an opportunity to set his feet and make a play at first. But
would have been a really tough play, but
liner into left field, base hit. Ryan Shortis, his first hit as a 22U Baycat.
Great play on defense, and then now his first hit. What a day for Ryan Shortis. And that turns it over to the top of the lineup with Asafa Jones coming to the plate.
Seifa Jones has hit the ball hard every time he's been at the plate, aside from his third inning walk.
Well, he had a really sharp rope down the right field line that was just foul. Surely, with his speed, probably would have been a triple.
Prototypical leadoff man for this kind of team. Him and Antonino Spencer Thompson really set this lineup apart. Perfect 1 to 9 characters
Perfect.
on this lineup.
Perfect. That's what you want out of your 9-hitter. Someone who puts the ball in play, has a little bit of speed, and can also step in on a leadoff basis on occasion if you need him to turn the lineup over. That second, we got Rocco DiPietro, who said in his media availability that he wants to bring energy to this team. That was one of the things he pointed out. He said, "I'm a really energetic guy, and we'll see here on the base paths."
He's got the mid on as Jones fouls that down the left side.
Well, he's bouncing around out there. Do we see some movement here?
Yeah, Josh Tibbetts is throwing in the Baycats bullpen. Mentioned him earlier as a potential two-way player. He wasn't like that much in his IBL time in 2023, just the one appearance, and he was blown up by the Brantford Red Sox in that appearance. But trying to turn over a new leaf here on this club. 1-2 to Jones. He spoils it.
I just barely tipped the bat there. That's a perfect spoil on a 1-2 count. Fouled it straight back. That means you're on it. You're just a little bit under. But yeah, Josh Tibbetts warming up in the pen. A lefty. That means the 22U Baycats would have went righty, lefty, righty, then another lefty.
Runner goes, popped up on the infield. DiPietro's got to hustle back. In from left field, and can't make the catch. It drops. The throw on to third is high. DiPietro slides in safely. So that'll be an error on the left fielder, C.J. Lowe, who looked like he overran that baseball. DiPietro really had to do a shuttle run between second and third on that play, but he ends up at third safely, and the bases are loaded.
Looks like he was doing the 9-inning challenge that us baseball players absolutely dread. But, there's that energy, Julius. We saw it there, even though he was taking third base, popped up, quickly ran back into second, and then once the ball was dropped right behind second base and still made it to third. His all-white jersey, a little bit dirty, and getting a little bit of water, a sip of water at third base. That's something I wish my third base coaches would do.
Take a note, folks.
Yeah, especially doing a shuttle run, going back and forth. A little bit refreshing.
Bases loaded. Austin Boylan at the dish. Takes a first pitch strike.
This is the batter you want at the dish. 2-run game, none out, bases loaded.
We're talking about how well placed the Seifa Jones and Antonino Spencer Thompson are, respectively, 1 to 9 spot. Austin Boylan seems to be that for the number 2 spot.
Absolutely. A ton of power. A great hitter in general with a fantastic swing. He's got his first career IBL home run. And he actually hit it with Ryan Rio's bomb bat. Because we were talking before the game, he broke his B45 his game where he was swinging another bomb bat. And he's like, I don't like this. I like Rio's.
Well, he hits that one on the ground to short. Zach McCabe comes up with it, throwing to second in time. Boylan beats out the throw to first. A run scores. And double digits on the board for the 22U Baycats. It's 10-7.
Second baseman, number
That's a big
13,
run, especially after
Jackson.
the junior Cardinals blew up for 7 runs. Now they have a little bit of padding to deal with, and you got 1 out, so they are not done yet. Will Jackson to the plate. Struck out on a pitch that he didn't think was in the zone. Really at the bottom of the zone. And Josh Tibbetts saw the same pitch, called for a strike, and he didn't like it either.
First pitch to Jackson is outside and low. So runners in the corners now. Chortis at third, Boylan at first. Still just 1 out. Tavish Wilson, saw a mound visit for him earlier, just trying to get him kind of back to level. Tough start to his inning. Single, an error, and then a fielder's choice. It was between the Jones and Boylan at-bats where he saw his infield kind of converge and give him a pat on the back, say, hey, you got this. This is not really your fault. 2-0. Catches the outside part of the plate. Similar pitch to what Jackson struck out on, pardon me.
Yeah, definitely Jackson wasn't liking the strike zone. There was an outside pitch and a low pitch that he didn't like in his first AB of the game. But Josh Tibbetts saw the same thing and didn't like it either.
Pops it up on the infield, playable. And easy catch made in foul territory for Whittle. That's the second out of the inning. Just saw Josh Tibbetts warming up in the bullpen, and here he is at the plate.
Well, he did try in two-way in his first stint with the Barrie Baycats IBL team back in 2023, now making his return for the 22U squad. Looks like he's getting the same opportunity to be a two-way for this team. We might see him come out in the bottom of this inning, or the top of the next inning.
First pitch to Tibbetts is in there for strike one.
The Baycats bench saying, "Let's go, Wheels." I'm not too sure if that was aimed at Tibbetts or at Austin Boylan with runners at first and third and 2 out.
Well, it was the big guy at the plate. 0-1 is way away. Boylan thought about heading to second base from first, but he sticks around. Jericho Morris-Johns on deck. This is the cleanup hitter, Josh Tibbetts. The pitch. Tibbetts spoils it. Got a good piece on it, but fouls it away.
Just a little bit late on that. Maybe the barrel didn't come around, but now he's got that in the back of his mind. Ready to go here, ready to protect on a 2-strike count with 2 out. And runners on first and third.
Here's a 1-2. Popped up again on the infield. Drifting back, shallow outfield. Coming in again is low, but making the catch will be Zach McCabe, the shortstop.
In the bottom of the
22U Baycats add another here in the 7th inning. We go to the 8th. It's 10-7. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Top of the 8th inning, it's a 3-run ball game between the Hamilton Junior Cardinals and the 22U Baycats in their inaugural game at Athletic Culture Stadium. Matthew Liu out for another inning of work. And he'll face top of the order. It's Jackson Somerville to lead it off for Hamilton.
Yeah, Liu's got the meat of the order, no pun intended, as Matthew Liu said that his pregame superstition is eating a nice piece of steak. As he tosses in a breaking ball on the outside half, just misses.
A crazy 7th inning on the part of the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. 7 runs cross home plate, and they only did it on 1 hit. A couple errors by the 22U Baycats in that inning. 3 walks, 2 hit batsmen, and a sacrifice fly. A couple wild pitches, too, by Tristan Pappas, kind of set the whole thing up. 3-0 is in there for a strike and taking all the way with Somerville.
Yeah, in a situation where you're down 3 runs with none out, you're the leadoff stick, you're seeing a pitch there any day of the week, and especially with Matt Liu, who has thrown 3 straight balls, and he did not see that one.
Deep drive to left center field. It's going to get down into the wall. Asafa Jones grabs it on the track, throws it in, trying for 3 here is Somerville. The throw on to third is not in time.
Wow.
Somerville gets in with a triple just under the tag, it looks like, from Austin Boyle, but a perfect relay on the part of Asafa Jones and Will Jackson.
Wow, what a relay. I mean, first off, a great hit from Jackson Somerville. That one hop the fence right beside that 400 sign out there, but a fantastic replay, and coach, manager's going out to talk to the umpire.
And Jeremy Eulenberg out to talk to Chubba Vey, our base umpires today. Just 2 umpires on this crew today, Chubba Vey on the base and Ryan Hughes behind home plate. I think Jeremy Eulenbrook there just checking in to see what was going on with the decision there on the part of Chubba Vey, but couldn't ask for anything better really there for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. A leadoff triple by your leadoff man.
Rocco trying to smooth things out with the umpire there, patting him on the bat. But also a great tag from Boylan. Austin Boylan with a great tag on the play.
Great defense, just better offense, I guess, in that instance.
Fast from Jackson Somerville. I mean, that was a picture-perfect relay with a fantastic tag. A really close play that, the Cats thought went their way.
Matthew Liu really sticking inside with that fastball. He's gotten down 0-2, or 2-0, pardon me, on each of the last 2 batters.
He's been behind 2-0 in his last 2 batters, Julius, and then he was in a situation where you just got to get one over the plate, and he does the same here.
Fly ball, shallow left field, tagging is Somerville. The catch is made by Chortis, and he gets it in quick enough to hold Somerville at third.
That's another piece of great defense from home to make this a 2-run game, and now there's 1 out. And it looks like the Cardinals' best hitter is at the plate. Lee Jones is at the dish, and he was hitting, quote unquote, hit in his last at bat, hit his hand. But let's see if he does damage here.
First pitch from Lou hits him for real this time.
For real. And actually, you know what, Julius? I'm going to have to remove the quote unquotes because I did not realize that Lee Jones is wearing a Evo Shield hand protector. So you know what? That might explain the noise that the entire stadium heard and thought it was a piece of wood. But we thought it was bone. Obviously not bone. It was the Evo Shield handguard. So back-to-back ABs or plate appearances where Lee Jones was hit by a pitch. Runners first and third, 1 out. And Xavier Whittle to the plate. Someone who's got a lot of pop and a lot of history of hitting the baseball and hasn't hit the baseball tonight.
Well, first pitch is in the dirt, and I appreciate the insight there, Declan, because a lot of people might not know that. I surely didn't because I never used any Evo Shield stuff when I played baseball. I had an ankle guard, and I had an elbow guard. I used it maybe for a game or so, and it never stuck around in my everyday, equipment selection.
Yeah, you know what? It actually makes a lot of sense for someone like Lee Jones to wear as he plays in a fantastic baseball division D1 junior college at Iowa Western. He's facing high velo, and I actually noticed when he was taking off his equipment and threw it to the side, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's an E. Whoa.
Ripped down the left field line, but just foul. That was a true barrel off the bat of Xavier Whittle, and just a tad early on it.
Yeah, that almost blew this game right back open, right down the line, and as I was saying, I noticed that Lee Jones was wearing the hand protector as he was throwing the equipment off, and you know what, I know the noise that Evo Shield guards make, and it's clicking now. It makes a lot of sense now.
Matthew Liu has gone behind 2-0 to every batter this inning so far. He's trying to climb back in this at-bat, and now it's 3-1.
Yeah, and we saw what happened in the first appearance when he was behind 3-1. Jackson Somerville absolutely roped the ball that one hop the fence and puts Lou in a situation where he's got to give a hittable pitch.
3-1 from Lou. Foul back to the screen. There's Zach Cote warming up in the 22U Baycats bullpen. Saw him a little bit earlier on.
Rocking a red arm sleeve on the throwing arm. I'm not too sure how often I've seen that, but I mean, if it keeps everything in place and you feel like you get an advantage, go for it.
3-2. Slash foul right side this time.
That was a protection swing. You saw that Whittle was a little bit ahead, but he shifted his hips forward to keep up with his timing and slowed his bat down to foul it off. And it wasn't like he was late on the pitch on purpose. He was just defending the plate.
Looked like he was sitting fastball and got an off speed, but he's going to get the walk here. Bases loaded now after another free pass from Matthew Liu. And here comes Jeremy Eulenbrook.
Looks like that's Zach Cote is going to enter the game. Or maybe not. Josh Tibbetts is signaling for a new glove. It might be the vet touching the bump as Matthew Liu comes off the bump. I'm not too sure if that's Josh Tibbetts grabbing someone else's glove or because we saw him warming up earlier in the game.
There's Jericho Morris-Johns. He's going to come in as the first baseman. So it looks like the 22 Baycats are going to lose their DH in favor of putting in the lefty Josh Tibbetts on the mound. That's a big decision in what has become a close game. 10-7, bases loaded, still one out here in the top of the 8th inning. We'll have a little bit more on Josh Tibbetts in just a moment right here on Baycats TV. Didn't take long for the lefty Tibbetts to get ready. He's the new pitcher in this ball game, and he's got a tough slate ahead of him. Bases loaded, one out. And Declan, this is I've said it before. After that 7-run inning, I don't think this game was going to be this close this late.
I couldn't agree more with you, Julius. And for Josh Tibbetts, coming to Point Park Junior College in Pittsburgh, he attempted a shot at two-way status in the IBL in 2023. Had an injury which didn't allow that to happen. But now getting a chance as a veteran on this team to do so. We saw him hitting cleanup and now enters the game after just half an inning of warming up. The Baycats now go righty, lefty, righty, lefty.
There's a fly ball, shallow left field, caught by the shortstop, DiPietro. That is a huge out for Josh Tibbetts. He had double play in order, but just to get, half the piece of the puzzle kind of figured out there. That's going to be huge for Barrie.
Now he only has a little bit of that piece of the puzzle to fill out with a lot of circumstances around him. He's a big lefty with a fastball and a little bit of bite to that breaking ball.
First pitch, a strike. Has one IBL pitching appearance, and that was back in 2023. 2/3 of an inning, he was kind of blown up a bit by the Brantford Red Sox on the road. 6 earned runs, 4 hits. As he gets another strike call there. 6 earned runs, 4 hits, 1 walk. He only faced 8 batters in that game.
That works out to an 81 ERA, if I read that correctly, Julius.
0-2, flared out to the right side. It's going to land foul. The final line for Matthew Liu in this game, just at least not final, 2/3 of an inning, 1 walk, 1 hit. He's still on the hook for the 3 base runners on behind Josh Tibbetts. And all 3 would be earned if they were all to score. 2 strikes here. And called strike 3. Clutch performance there from Josh Tibbetts, getting out of a bases loaded jam. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 10-7 for the 22U Baycats. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
Thinking about doing a renovation, but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game, hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Barrie Baycats Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Eighth and ninth inning brought to you by United Way, Simcoe, Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
Julius Hearn, Declan Collins, and our entire Baycats TV crew along with you. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. 22U Baycats lead it 10-7 over the Hamilton Junior Cardinals in their inaugural game. And the now first baseman, Jericho Morris-Johns, to lead it off. He was moved over out of the DH spot in favor of Josh Tibbetts coming in and getting a couple clutch outs in the top half of that this eighth inning. So, still yet to be known if Tibbetts will come in and hit for himself. He was the last batter of the last inning as Morris-Johns swings through that pitch.
He roped a double last time up to the dish. It was a hard hit ground ball that got past CJ Lowe in left field.
The 0-2, foul back towards us. That last at-bat for Morris-Johns actually scored a single and an error by the left fielder Lowe, which got him to second base and eventually scored Tibbetts. But 2 for 2 on the game so far is Morris-Johns. 0-2 here. Launches that one out. Right center field, and they got a long way to go in the outfield. It rolls all the way to the wall. Morris-Johns has a shot for 3. He's going for it. And he's going to get in there standing up, or could have gotten there standing up. That's a triple to lead off the inning for Jericho Morris-Johns.
Well, that's 2 different hold on, before I get ahead of myself. Jericho has been on base all 5 times he's been to the plate tonight. And now going back to Jericho's celebration, that's his second different one. That time it was a heartbreaker where it was like he drew a heart and then not the normal punch through. He shot an arrow through it.
Love signal over back to the 22U Baycats dugout. That's off the umpire. That's going to be a dead ball and a base hit. So Zach Owen is going to get the base hit, but they're not going to let the run score.
Wow.
They call that a dead ball. Off the foot of Chubba Vey, the base umpire today. So now first and third with nobody out.
Hopefully Chubb's okay after that, because that was ripped by Owen. That ball was hammered. And I must say, Julius, thank you for the correction. When I said Jericho hit a double, it was a single with an air. Got past the outfielder. Now it's first and third. None out. Might see some movement over at first base.
This is Andrew Johnston pinch hitting for Will Timpano. First pitch is in the dirt. Nice pick there.
A former member of the Hamilton Cardinals organization, played in the IBL, was traded over to the Barrie Baycats IBL team, has seen IBL action with the Baycats, and now playing with the 22U team as well.
Traded over to the Baycats just a few days ago. Actually played against this Junior Cardinals team in exhibition play earlier this year.
I believe he said pre-game that he hit a home run in that game off of the starting pitcher, Carter Hand.
I believe you're correct, Declan.
Something else to note about Andrew Johnston, he plays for the Great Britain national team as well as Guelph University.
He was telling us that he's able to get a British passport because his mom's was born in Scotland.
Yeah.
1-1, flared foul right side.
Another thing of note is Johnston wears the, may I call them, Danny Jansen goggles? maybe a cooler version of saying sport goggles, but that's something you see a lot with catchers nowadays, wearing the clear Oakleys. Helps with a little bit of vision.
He's gotten in each of the last 2 games since he joined the Baycats. That one away, Owen was off on the pitch. He'll steal second standing up.
He still got the red gloves from the Cardinals organization. A lot of the junior Baycat or the 22U Baycats wear Baycats branded gloves. We might need to get a pair over to Johnson soon.
Well, the red still fits. He came in on Throwback Thursday this past week against the Welland Jackfish. Had in that bat.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Julius. The Reds do fit with the throwbacks, which are spotless, by the way. They're pure.
They're clean.
The cat on the wave and the red. It's something when you've got like a navy blue color scheme with white and navy. You don't see much, but the Reds they're spot on.
3-2. There's a fly ball out to left field. Outfielders were playing shallow. They're going to have to go back on it. Well, maybe some miscommunication. Catch is made by CJ Lowe. Tagging up and scoring is Morris Johns. It's 11-7.
Yeah, it looked like no one called for that ball, but then CJ Lowe in his 6'5" stature ended up with it. It didn't seem like he thought he grabbed it because he opened his glove out there and made a double check.
Shortstop number 1.
Sack fly, though,
Rocco
for
DiPietro.
Andrew Johnston. And Rocco DiPietro enters the batter's box. Did a little bit of his Austin Martin-esque Vanderbilt box shuffle as he continues to do that. Kicked up a little bit of dirt towards the umpire and said, "My bad, Blue."
Vanderbilt shockingly exited the NCAA tournament last week in their home regional.
Julius, that's because another team based out of Tennessee is better. The namesake. I'm sorry, but Liam Doyle's electric. I sent you an Instagram reel the other day, and he was fired up. It was awesome.
Vandy came in as the number 1 seed in the tournament. They won the SEC tournament. Can't mention college baseball around me. I'll go off because
I know, Julius.
My favorite sport.
Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, should I mention that? Because you have the immense knowledge of college baseball, whereas I just cheer for the Vols.
Hey, you got all the JUCO stuff. I was happy about that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Julius. Through my years of playing, I've come to meet quite a few people that have gone the JUCO route, playing the CPBL as well as occasionally the OBA, and gone south of the border to junior college, looking to advance their baseball careers, just like many of the 22U Baycats.
DiPietro took all the way on 3-0, and it's called strike. Just one out here in the bottom of the 8th. Zachary Owen on second base.
It's now overcast out here in Barrie. 20 degrees. It's not too hot, not too cold as Rocco DiPietro gets his walk. He's fired up. There's a little bit of a shuffle and tosses his bat. A JUCO bandit.
50,
that's what they call him. Someone who isn't a JUCO bandit is Ryan Shortis, going to D2 Salem University, the Tigers. fantastic D2 program, something that is a pipeline from the Toronto Mets program. I've known a couple people that have gone to the U of Salem, might I say.
Popped up, and it's going to
back towards us.
Play.
And the junior Baycats are scrambling to pick up that ball. Number 17 picks it up. He's got a keepsake from the game, or maybe exchanges for some Baycats bucks.
So 0-1 here at Ryan Chortis. He's 1 for 2. Singled in the 7th, was stranded. Look at that lead from Rocco DiPietro. Runner goes in front of him, Owen, and it's fouled off.
Yeah, Rocco bringing the energy on the base paths. As Julius Hearn, play-by-play commentator, uses the useful binoculars here. I'm still trying to figure out how to use them myself. I think I just prefer a phone zoom, but Julius says they help a lot, so I believe him.
Really helps to look at the bullpens here. Both runners go. It's up high. The throw down to third is in plenty of time to get Zachary Owen, but he's called safe.
Ball fell out of the pocket of Noah Canzio. Throw beat him, but throws a little bit low. Ball exited the pocket. As now there's runners on second and third with 1 out. Chortis 0-2 count. 1 for 2 on the day, like you said, Julius, but also made a fantastic defensive play out near the wall in left center field.
1-2 is outside and dropped. It seemed like it was going to be a pitch out there, but going really high up and in on Chortis.
Yeah, not really the side you want to pitch out to, especially with a righty to the dish. It's hard throwing out runners at third base with a righty, but, I mean, you risk hitting a batter when you're pitching out up and in.
Popped foul and out of play on the right side. The action in the Hamilton Cardinals bullpen. Don't have a number 16 on our roster sheet, so we will find out in just a little bit. 2-2 here on Chortis. Second and third, 1 out. The pitch, looping curveball. A swing and a miss for strike 3.
That was something to note from Tavish Wilson. His curveball had a little bit of bite to it. I mean, you're protecting there. You're expecting a fastball, and you try and adjust for the curveball, but sometimes there's not much you can do, especially when it's well placed at the bottom of the zone.
Here's a save for Jones, back to the top of the order. His 6th time at the plate today. Fouls that one off. There's a line drive out to center field. It's all the way back to the wall. It's going to get off the wall. Both runs will come in to score. Another extra base hit for a save for Jones.
Wow, that ball was hammered out to left center field. Really similar to where Jackson Somerville put his ball off the 400 sign, but that ball was ripped on from a Seifa Jones. And I know we've been talking about Sally's today, but Seifa Jones looks to keep it consistent. He did the heartbreaker celebration at second base, just like Jericho Morris-Johns did in his triple. So that seems to be the consistency you're looking for, Julius.
13-7 to score. Boylan pops it up, and it's foul over the screen. A couple foul balls within a few pitches in that same spot.
Oh my goodness, is that number 17 with another ball? 17 of the junior Baycats. A fan gets his second ball. Oh, that's not his second ball. That's his. I'm looking at him place it down. He's got 5 game balls with him. Oh,
Baycats Bucks are in his future, that's for sure. 13-7 the score. Boylan rips it into center field. It's a base hit. Jones getting the wave around third. He's going to come around to score. Boylan an RBI single. It's 14-7.
Good piece of hitting from Boylan, ripping a ball oppo field. Taking an outside fastball to the other part of the field, cashes a run, and The Hamilton Cardinals, Hamilton Junior Cardinals, might I correct myself, look to be bringing in someone new to the bump. Is it this mysterious number 16 that we do not have on our game sheet? Or is it someone else, number 6?
Looks like Lucas Bridgerton coming into the game to pitch. We'll have more on him in just a moment right here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV. (14-7) here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's been a 4-run frame for the U22 Baycats, pardon me. 1 runner on, 2 out. New pitcher in the ball game for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals is Lucas Bridger.
Yeah, Julius, when you and I were going around before the game, we're talking to some people. We actually talked to acting manager of the Junior Cardinals today, Liam Sutherland. And we said, anything interesting about your team tonight? Anyone with key performances or anything that we should know about? And he pointed out to second base because that's where Lucas Bridger was. And he said, I'm really looking to get that guy in the game tonight. He's had a couple good outings. And we'll see if he can handle the overpowering Junior Baycats squad the 22U Baycats squad that's up by a touchdown right now. A touchdown and an extra point with 18 hits if the scoreboard reads correctly.
Now it's 2-1 after that pitch is up high. Austin Boylan at first base. He knocked in a save with Jones.
We'll see if acting manager of the day, Liam Sutherland, gave us some correct information about Lucas Bridger. I just heard a Zach Hyman from the 22U Baycats bench.
It's a 7-run game. Fly ball, left field, should stay in the yard. Low back to make the catch, up high to end the frame. So Bridger gets Jackson to fly out. A 4-run 8th inning makes it a touchdown score, like Declan mentioned as we head to the 9th inning. Last chance for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals right here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
And the 9th inning is brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
Last chance here for the Hamilton Junior Cardinals. It's a 14-7 game now. The 22U Baycats in their inaugural game. 18 hits. Josh Tibbetts trying to close it out here as the first pitch to Noah Canzio fouled off over the screen.
Something of note after the inning, Julius, there was a little bit of banter between the two clubs on the field. Now that's U22 or junior baseball for you. Stuff gets a little bit chippy. It's young kids that are competitive. You know, sometimes they know each other, sometimes they don't. And that's something you get with U22 baseball. You know, a lot of competitiveness, a lot of chippiness, a lot of chirps. That's what stands out about this league or this age bracket compared to other ones that I've noticed of past.
Just missing there is Tibbetts. Count now 2-1. Deep fly ball. That's a right field. Owen back on it. Jones back on it. It's at the wall. It is off the wall. Owen picks it up on the warning track to throw in to DiPietro. Holds Canzio at second. Great performance here today from Noah Canzio. 3 hits, 3 for 5 on the day with a run scored.
Yeah, hitting in the 7 spot is Canzio. You know, coming out of Western University, that ball was a high fly ball that, you know, had a shot of leaving the yard, one hop the fence. I mean, with something like that off the bat, you're like, oh, that might be gone, but stayed in the ballpark.
Tibbetts gets a cut and a miss from CJ Lowe. So it looks like we will see the top of the order again for Hamilton. 0-1, fouled off and out of play.
Julius, what's something you've liked so far from the 22U Baycats?
I think just their persistence. I mean, they've put 18 hits up on the board today, and 2 errors that really cost them in that 7-run 7th, as Tibbetts gets a big strikeout there of Lowe for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, I'm with you, Julius. I'm actually, I'm going to say, although there's a 2 under the error column on the scoreboard, I'm going to say their defense has been pretty fantastic. I mean, we saw that with the relay on a Jackson Somerville triple. I thought that relay was fantastic, and there's been some great defense, namely Tristan DeRoche at shortstop. That was great, and there's been some high-effort plays. Austin Boylan made a play over to first base. That was a really tough play to make. It resulted in an error, but, a lot of effort here on defense from the 22U Baycats.
On the ground, left side over to get DiPietro, can't catch up. Getting the wave around third is Canzio. He will score. So an RBI single for Zach McCabe.
Well, I'm going to transition what I've liked from the 22U Baycats into hitting, Julius. Anyways, 1 out in the top of the 9th. That brings their leadoff hitter, Jackson Somerville, to the plate.
Double play in order here for the 22U Baycats.
It's going to be a tough one with some speed at the dish.
Here it is. DiPietro to second, Jackson to first. It is in time. A game-ending double play for the 22U Baycats to finish off a huge inaugural game win, 14-8 over the visiting Hamilton Junior Cardinals.
And I'm going to say what else I like about the 22U Baycats. I'm going to put it back on the defense. That was a great roll by the middle infield with a really quick runner at the dish. Great game from the 22U Baycats.
I'm not even sure if they realized that double play ended the game, but 14-8 the final score. 18 hits for Barrie, 9 hits for Hamilton, as we'll see some handshakes between the two clubs. And we'll see the Junior Baycats or 22U Baycats right back here tomorrow, a doubleheader against the Leaside Junior Maple Leafs. We'll have that for you 105 and 3:35 in the afternoon. I'll be on the call with Sam O'Coin. For Declan Collins, our entire Baycats TV crew, I'm Julius Hearn. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon for the inaugural 22U Baycats game.